Somebody once asked Donald Trump, how do you handle being at the center of all of this media attention, the whirlwind around you? How do you weather the storm? And he looked up and he said, I am the storm. I am the storm.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context of all in which you live and what came before you.
You're fired.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Let's go ahead and just jump right into this thing, man. Good morning. Welcome to the MAGA Morning Show. ICE is getting loaded with some zapper gloves. I don't know if you guys heard. They're getting funding for gloves that literally tase people through their hands. No more messing around. No more playing around. I think they can use them on both people they're trying to detain for arrest, like illegal aliens, and maybe even protesters. If they can use them on protesters, that would just be fantastic. Okay, so that's a big update today. We also got Mayor Katie Wilson. People are finally fed up with her and tired of her, and now they're filing for her to be recalled because of her incompetence and what we've been talking about over the past couple weeks. She's been in office for not even a whole year, and already she's blundered so much money leaving Seattle, so many businesses getting up out of there, jobs lost in mass over there. It's pretty crazy, but she's destroying Seattle in record time. We also got a major fraud scandal in Arizona, and it's going to be no surprise who is doing this fraud. But on top of, ICE getting these gloves that will, yes, it will tase people and stuff like that. There's still a really, really big issue here in America regarding illegal immigrants and why it was so devastating for Biden and his administration to just leave the borders wide open. We have a man, an older man, and he was stabbed to death by an illegal immigrant who was not supposed to be let out of jail, but they let him out anyways. And instead of handing him over to ICE, once again, they wanted to protect an illegal alien, and he ended up immediately going out there and killing an American citizen. So we got to talk about it. We got to get into it. Also, we have a mayoral race in Chicago, so we're going to touch on that first today, and we're going to get right into it, man. So if you guys are coming in here, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to support the show. Super chats would be gratefully appreciated this morning. And let's go ahead and get into it, man. We got to talk about Chicago. And real quick, I'm sorry about last night. I was going to do the live stream last night, but I was outside all day, and then we went out to eat. I came back. I'm like, let me just take a quick nap and get charged up again. Took that quick nap, and I woke up at like 9:30 or something like that. So much for that. And I know my wife tried to wake me up too. She's like, "Hey, you gonna do your show?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get up. I was out. I was done. I was cooked. It was over. It was over, man. I was fried. But anyways, it was a good day. It was a good day working with that trencher yesterday. Got the line all dug up. So now there's a trench going from my house to the shed. And I'm talking with my guy that can come out here this weekend, possibly get the whole shed hooked up this weekend. And I hope he could do it on Saturday. So it'll be fun. It'll be nice. I'm going to help him out too, so we can make sure it gets done right and all that. And he's probably saved me a lot of money just so I can, he's going to help me get some materials. My neighbor across the street, he may have that cable that we need. It may not be long enough, but he may have it. So maybe your wife could use the taser gloves on you to wake you up. Maybe. I need a taser sound effect. I need a electrical sound effect. But yeah, man. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's go ahead and get the show started. And we're not in any rush today. There's no time limit today. We got plenty of topics to talk about. I'm sure more and more people will come in. But plenty of topics to talk about today. So I want to get into it, but I also kind of want to chill a little bit throughout the show. All right. So let's get it going, man. I hope you guys are ready. I hope you guys are feeling it today. The jitterbug. I put that video out for y'all on the other channel because, I don't have much content going on over there other than the live streams. So I'm like trying to figure out what kind of videos I can make. And that was a good video. The jitterbug, the dude getting zapped. Dude got zapped 4 times in a row, man. Yeah, so I'm going to tell you guys about the gloves, and I'm going to show you a video of how they actually work. I'll show you a video of those gloves in action on the field. All right? So it's going to be a good one, man. Zelda Maxine, thank you for the flower. I appreciate it. Thank you. Hope y'all got your coffee. I went ahead and got mine. And I'm thinking about pushing the show back to like 8:15. Because I keep getting in my house like at 7:55. I get in my house about 7:55 and I have to run over here. Hopefully the show's ready to go. Everything's already done. And then I just come over here, scramble together, make sure the camera's working, all that good stuff, the lights and everything's working. Then I just go live. So I may push it back in 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes after a while, but tomorrow it's going to be starting at 8:15. That way it just gives me a little more time to get prepared for the show, make sure everything's running good, instead of scrambling in here and then like, you know, I don't know, I'm not giving you guys the good show you deserve. So let's get into it. We got to talk about Chicago, baby. So in Chicago, we got a mayoral race going on. We have 10 candidates so far. One of them dropped out. One of them joined in. As far as like Republican candidates go, it's a nonpartisan election. So we don't really know who's Republican, who's a Democrat. We're going to have to go by what they are giving us for policies, right? And so I was looking at what their policies are. We have one guy who's a lobbyist, which people are kind of saying he may be a Republican kind of candidate, right? The other guy is really into business and he wants to invest back into businesses. So I'm going to show you both of them, and we're going to get right into it. But also, is Brandon Johnson going to run? That's the real question here.
Political reporter Chris Ty here now with what we know and the stories still to come later this week. Yeah, it's a full menu this week, Joe and Erica. Here's what we got tomorrow.
You know what? I'm sorry, y'all. Jumped to the wrong one. Here we go.
And one of the 10 candidates is dropping out. Liam Stanton is ending his campaign and endorsing Alexi Janulius. Here's a look at the candidates now running for mayor. Businessman Willie Wilson making his official announcement today. He's hosting an event in East Garfield Park. This is the 4th time he's launched a campaign for this seat. And we still don't know if Mayor Johnson is running for a second term. Terrell Brown asked him about this on Saturday at the Bud Billiken parade.
Put you on the spot. Are you with me on live TV in this moment going to tell me that you're running for re-election? Is it going to happen right now?
Well, what I'm telling you is that we're looking forward to the school starting up again. You know, my wife and I, we just dropped off our eldest at Eastern Illinois, and Bud Billiken Parade is an incredible tradition in Chicago, and it's about preparing our young people to get ready for another exciting school year.
He can't even answer a question. I mean, he can't even answer a simple question. Hey, you gonna run? You gonna run? You gonna run? Well, you know, I just want to celebrate the kids and the schools and all that. So no, I hope the answer is no. Pray for Chicago if he does decide to run again, because you know people are going to be dumb enough to say, "Oh, I love Mayor Mohawk. I love that little hairdo he got, and he's been doing such a good job. 30% crime reduction across the board. I love Mayor Mohawk." And you know they're going to vote for him again because he's a black man. But let's talk about these other guys, right? There is another black man running. His name is Willie Wilson. And he says he wants to keep on focusing on businesses. He's ran before, never won. All right. But he's tried, I think, 4 times as mayor. He's an older guy too. But listen, I was looking at the other candidates. A lot of them are socialist, Democrat aligned. They hate Donald Trump. I would say he's probably the only hope for a Republican candidate to take over Chicago. And then there's the other guy who's a lobbyist, which we'll talk about him in just a moment.
Well, and then there were 10. As of yesterday, with 201 days until the election, the number of candidates vying to be Chicago's next mayor hit double digits, and Mayor Brandon Johnson still has not said if he will run for re-election. The latest entrant, businessman, philanthropist, and the person behind many gas giveaways, Dr. Willie Wilson. Thanks so much for being here. He's joining me live this morning. So you announced officially yesterday you're making a 4th run at this. At the mayor's office. You've never made the runoff in the past. You've pretty much had the same percentage of votes every single time. So why are you running again, and what makes you think this time might be different?
Well, Chicago is different. Chicago changes every year. Chicago changes every day. Crime, taxes, businesses leaving out of the city, people leaving this.
I'm going to be honest with y'all. He's just too old. he's too old to be in this game. He ain't got the muster. He ain't got the his policies, maybe business focused, but I can already tell you right now, the young crowd, they ain't going for it. Young Republicans won't even go for it.
City, nobody's seems to want to help the poor people. So if I stand by and do nothing, I'm at fault like everybody else.
Even with 9 opponents right now, and there may be more, I mean, it's hard to really rise above such a crowded field.
Well, I've been doing it all my life.
Okay, fair.
Well, I've been doing it all my life. Yeah, okay. So he's got the mumble mouth. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell y'all, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna work. Plus, the media will tear him up. They will tear his ass up. So let's look at lobbyist John Kelly. John Kelly, okay?
Political reporter Chris Ty here now with what we know and the stories still to come later this week.
Yeah, it's a full menu this week, Joe and Erica. Here's what we got. Tomorrow, the Chicago Public Schools vote on their budget, which could lead to over 1,000 jobs cut. Friday, the controversial report into a Plainfield state rep is coming out. And today, a new face with the second largest war chest in the likely field entering the crowded race to be Chicago's next mayor.
The skills that you need to be a successful lobbyist are exactly the skills you'll need to be as mayor.
John Kelly.
Now, real quick, what is a lobbyist, right? Because people hear that term all the time. This is the kind of guy that goes to politicians, says that, hey, look, we got big business over here. We got money we want to bring in here. You guys, lawmakers, we need y'all to work with us. Make it easier for us to, actually build business over here. Remove some of that red tape. Let us get up in here. We know, as Republicans, we know that lobbyists influence a lot of what's going on in Congress, right? That's the kind of guy he is, right? So let's not forget that part.
Is a lobbyist representing the White Sox, Bally's Casino, the United Center, and several law firms at City Hall. He now wants to lead City Hall. You can understand voters might not want somebody with special interests occupying the 5th floor. Those are sometimes counterintuitive, right?
I'm very prepared to tell all of my clients or former clients or friends no. You have to tell people no as mayor of Chicago. You have to just see what's in the best interest of the city. I don't feel like I'll have that conflict at all.
He's stopped lobbying City Hall as he runs and plans to sell his company if he wins. Larry Snelling's replacement atop the Chicago Police Department is supposed to be nominated in November and have a final vote in February by Chicago City Council. But there's a new push to wait until after the next mayoral election to do all that. Anthony Driver from the Community Commission for Public Safety and Accountability says better candidates will be drawn to a job when they learn who the next mayor will be. That's next spring. If that new timeline happens, interim superintendent Fred Waller would stay in place until then. Friday, we will see the state ethics report that led Plainfield State Representative Harry Benton to resign. Now, fresh pressure on Speaker of the House Emanuel Chris Welch to resign. The Chicago Tribune reports Welch slow-walked punishment for Benton on sexual harassment allegations. Democrat Representative Fred Crespo today writing, I urge my colleagues in the House to call for the Speaker's resignation, renew its call for zero tolerance, and perhaps even push for the state's first ever female Speaker of the House. A quick point on Crespo and Welch. There's been a political feud between the two for over a year when the Speaker stripped Crespo of his title as chair of the Appropriations Committee after reports say Crespo operated and created an alternate state budget that Speaker Welch never approved. Joe and Eric.
So what's the situation with the police superintendent?
Yeah, this is something new coming out just today. The question is, what caliber of candidate do you get who comes into the job not knowing who their boss is going to be 6 months from now? So Anthony Driver's theory of the case is let's hold, hit timeout, reset City Hall before we bring in would-be candidates.
Next year.
Next year.
Yeah, because you don't want a police chief that actually cares about enforcing the law when you get a progressive in there and they want a police chief to be like what we got in Madison, where you just bend over backwards and let the people, the protesters, Antifa walk all over you. We definitely don't want to do that. We don't want to get a real stern police chief in there that is focused on safety in the community. We don't want that. We need someone who bends over for the left. That's what we need. I'm going to just be real with y'all. Chicago is cooked. I mean, you got either Brandon Johnson or you got a bunch of Brandon Johnson aligned people The best you got is a lobbyist. And look, if he gets in there, he says he's going to sell his company. He's going to tell these companies no, all this stuff, right? If he gets in there, everyone's going to be knocking on his door. Everyone's going to be showing up at his office. Hey, bud. Hey, man. Let me come in, be real friendly, sit at his desk and say, well, we got this thing going on here. We're going to need a little bit of favor. You know what I'm saying? And so we always got to worry about that. We do have to worry about that because we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. We don't know what kind of stuff goes on. But it's like Chicago's already so devastated right now. And it's already falling apart in real time that you need desperately some sort of change. You need people to come in and bring money back to Chicago, bring jobs back to Chicago, invest in attract. I mean, hell, they lost the Bears. The Bears went over here to another state. Their own team went to another state. So, oh man, it's rough, man. And you need someone to come in here and change the status quo because what Brandon Johnson has going on, this ain't gonna fly. Everything's falling apart under his feet. Lori Lightfoot already severed half of Chicago. He's over here trying to sever half again, Brandon Johnson. And then if we're going to have another Democrat come in, another DEI hire, it ain't going to cut it. It's not going to cut it, man. It's not at all. So Chicago, it's going to be rough, man. It's going to be a rough ride for you guys. So hopefully you actually get some real I don't know. If that's what you got to choose from, eight or nine like conservatives, or I'm sorry, 8 or 9 progressives, and then one possible conservative, and then a lobbyist. If that's all y'all got to choose from, you're cooked. It's over. It's a wrap. But we'll keep an eye on Chicago. Hopefully, Brandon Johnson at least doesn't run again. Did my chat freeze? Learn to live for hope. Thank you for the 100. I appreciate it. I feel like the chat froze. Was I frozen for a minute? The real problem with Chicago, man, is just that was I frozen? But we're good now. I hope it's good now. Hold on, we'll sit here for a minute. Hopefully the lag goes away. Because my chat froze for a second. That means I probably lost connection. Just the chat froze like a gang member getting busted. All right. All right. Is it Thursday? This week went by so fast, man. This week went by so fast. I don't even know what's going on. I need to get back into I need to get back in a grind mode, like heavy duty grind mode. I need to get back into everything. Revenue's looking tight for YouTube this month already. We're almost halfway through it. That's not good. I will say though, the morning show thing is working out really good for this channel. My other channel though is kind of suffering a little bit. I don't know what I got to do. I got to do more live streams. I've been taking a lot of days off on the other channel. I can't do that, man. Nope, we're not going to do that. We need to pump out the content more. I need to make videos too over there. I was just letting it run on just live streams for a minute, letting the I guess the analytics cool off for a bit. That ain't going to work. No, that's not going to work. Man, a lot of videos coming out about these electroshock gloves. When I see a bunch of these news stations throwing videos out left and right, they're trying to flood the algorithm. They want everybody to know that ICE now has these electroshock gloves. They want everybody to know. They want everybody to focus on it. Everyone to be outraged. everyone to be freaking out. I think it's a great thing. I didn't even know these kind of gloves existed. And we're going to talk about that in just a little bit. But I'm just looking at the suggested videos I got right now. And it's like, y'all see it now? It's like a flood. ICE officers use electric shock gloves. DHS ordering electric shock gloves. See the electric shock glove plans that they plan to use on the job. And if you actually go to one of those videos, it's just going to dump a bunch of more videos on you. But it's pretty crazy, man. We're going to talk about Mayor Katie Wilson in just a second. Mandible, thank you for the $5. You said, can you cover more topics, car chases? If they're live, of course. The thing is when I go live at night, you know, I don't really plan for the show. I probably need to start planning for it again. I was trying to like experiment with it the past couple, like that channel is like my experimental channel. You know what I mean? On YouTube, you can't get comfortable with nothing. You have to find out what works, and then you have to try new things. You have to test things and all this sort of stuff, right? So I knew that this format here, this MAGA morning show format, I knew it worked, right? I did the Daily Discourse channel for a year and a half straight of just doing this kind of show, the one you're watching right now, where it's like I talk about news stories and then we just run through the show and we have a conversation, trying to make it entertaining and as fun as possible, right? So I knew that kind of format worked for me, but trying to figure out how to squeeze in the protests or how to squeeze in the live coverage of stuff with that kind of show was really hard for me. And then I was able to figure it out and say, well, why don't I just put that show in the morning? Why don't I just do the Daily Discourse show and move that to the morning, rename it, and now it's the MAGA Morning Show, which has been working great. This is what I can do for you guys every single day, Monday through Friday, right? And we might even do Saturday and Sunday in the future. I might even just do a live stream every single morning, no matter what. I'm thinking about doing that just to expand a little bit. Why not, right? But at least we know Monday through Friday works really good. Doing this format, everything works good. Like it's a good product. It's the show. It's my Daily Discourse show, but now I have it in the morning and it's got a new coat of paint and everything. And so this is what we're doing, right? Now I'm going back to my other show, the nighttime show, and I'm experimenting with things. I'm trying to figure out what works best, what you guys like the most, what gets the most views and all that stuff. So that's what I've been doing. But of course, that means I'm testing things out. Some people like it, some people don't. And so they just jump ship, or they want to go watch another channel. Maybe they want to go watch Tommy instead or something like that. I love the MAGA Morning Show, even if Primatics invented it. Oh, man. Yeah, we had to take it from him. You know, had to take it from him. But no, man, I'm just experimenting this month. And when I do experiments like that, your revenue takes a hit. Sometimes things don't work out. Like there's been shows where I'm just like, I don't know what to do. So I just throw shit up there, or we just talk, or we just do whatever, right? So I'm able to do that though, because I'm so experienced at live streaming. I'm able to just go live, and once I'm in the live mode, I'm just like, we'll just figure it out. I don't think about the time. I don't think about none of that. I just talk to you guys, and I got so many things going on in my head that I'm just like kind of laying them all out as we're talking. And if that works, that works. Hell, I mean, I want a new show though. So I'm trying to like build a plane while we're flying through the sky. You know, we're falling at a very fast rate, but we got to build the plane so we can land it. All right. But this new channel, right? MAGA Morning Show, this thing is growing, like it's growing rapidly. This format works, the morning show, the video uploads throughout the day. This shit works great. So this channel is good. It's on a track where it only goes up from here. And it's rapidly growing, and I love it, man. But now I got to figure out what to do with the other channel, which is now was going up, but now it's going kind of like a flat line or decline. It's still dealing with the subscriber loss. You know, every day it loses like 20, 30, sometimes 50 subscribers every single day. And we're figuring that. Jay Lynn, thank you for the $25 and the sponsor of the show. Are you saying we're your guinea pigs? Absolutely. Hey, you're my test subjects. I got to test out the hormone blockers, make sure they're safe for the kids. Sell the other channel? No. We don't sell channels over here. I'm not burning myself out either. I'm having a great time. I'm just saying though, on YouTube, you got to experiment. You have to have a channel that's got dedicated people to it, but also is something like you can test new types of shows, new types of products, right? And when you find one that works, that you strike gold, and that's what the people like this show's format, when it works, you stick with it and figure out how to make it its own thing. And so that's what I'm doing on the other channel. But that's just the name of the game. That's how YouTube works. And me personally, I can probably only maintain 2 channels. I know other people that maintain like 3 or 4 channels. And I don't know how the hell they do that, but I mean, you got to be on it every day, all day, nonstop, live in the morning, editing videos down, recording videos for one channel, you know, for like to those 2 channels. And then you go live at night, and then you have a product there, and then you also edit those videos down as well. That's a lot. YouTube is a lot of work, man. It's not, if you want to be successful at it, it's a lot of work. But I love it. I absolutely love it. Oh yeah, you could sell channels. You know how many people buy channels that have like 100,000 subscribers already? All they do is just, once they get the channel to 100,000 subscribers, they'll delete everything, strip it down. They'll sell it to you. So they'll give you the email that was used for it. They'll give you the Google AdSense and all that. They'll pass everything over to you. They'll pass ownership over to you. And you get that new channel, already has 100,000 subscribers or 10,000 or something like that. And then you just rename it, relabel it, and you just go. And eventually those subscribers will be like, what happened? Where did this channel come from? They may like it and they may just unsubscribe. But when you have thousands of subscribers already, the algorithm already knows, okay, this is a channel to pump out there. It's a channel to throw into the algorithm. And so when you put your first video out, it's automatically going to test it on 100,000 subscribers, see which ones like it. If they don't like it, they won't show them any more videos. But if they do, it gives you a big boost to start for sure. And you're already monetized. So regardless of whether they like it or not, you're still going to make some money off of the views that you got from that one video. Hey man, I think I have 1 or 2 subscribers. You could sell that thing for a whole penny. Sell that thing for a whole penny. Taser gloves totally won't backfire. I love it. We're going to see how they actually, I haven't seen the video of how they work yet. So we're going to watch it together in real time. But yeah, man, look, I love doing everything I do 100%. The one thing I think needs to change on my other channel though, is watching live streams, watching other people's live streams, you know, we're just going to have to wing it. We're not going to do that no more. You know, there's certain reasons I can trust some people with it, but it's such a big liability that if that can't be what the channel thrives on, watching protests live and stuff like that, because there's going to be days where there's nothing happening. There's no live streams happening, right? So I need to be able to make a new show that I don't depend on anybody for. I don't depend on somebody going live, or I don't depend on some live event popping off. And I don't have the capability of just like, ooh, something's going on. Let me jump on the computer and go live. There's days where I'm not home, or there's days where I got to go take care of my son or my wife. We got to go do stuff. You know, I don't have the capability of just, as soon as there's a car chase going on, let's go live. Boom. I have to have scheduled events. I have to have a scheduled show, and it's got to work out where, again, I don't depend on anybody. It's just me and what I can bring to the table, and that's it. So there may be days where I might just go live and talk to y'all. Maybe that, I don't know. I don't know what the other product is going to be. We're going to have to figure that out. But as far as I know, the Mega Morning Show is working out. It's working out good. Hell, we might even increase this show to like 3 hours, maybe even 4 hours. Who knows? Who knows? The thing is I got the whole morning basically freed up. The only thing I got to worry about is editing videos after this, which I can take my laptop to the living room and I can go chill or do whatever I got to do, and take my laptop with me. Oh yeah, CNN, MS Now, all propaganda, all nonsense. It's funny you say that nobody wants to watch those scripted protests anyway. It's funny you say that because everybody literally wants to watch those protests. Everybody wants to watch those protests. Because when I put on the label, when I put on the thumbnail and the title, riot breaking out over here, man, I get flooded with views. I get flooded with everything. So let me tell you, man, everyone wants to watch those. But if the channel is going to be at risk for doing that, if I have to worry about copyright strikes or I have to worry about other things, then it's not worth it. So we're just going to change, man. We got to change the nighttime show into something different. I might have to I don't know. I'm going to think about it later, but we're going to get back to the show. All right. All I know is something's got to come out of that nighttime show. It's got to be a different thing. And we'll see what happens. I mean, hell, look at Nick Fuentes. He just goes live and just talks. That's literally his whole show. And thousands of people show up to listen. But there's a reason why they listen, right? Because he got canceled. He's basically been excommunicated from all these other platforms. He can no longer be on YouTube or anything else other than Rumble, I believe. So on X too. Now, here's the thing. I might try this to do call-ins. But again, that's kind of me relying on other people. It needs to be something I can do by myself. Not sure yet, but we're going to figure it out later. It's a process that takes time. It takes experimenting. It takes looking at weeks of data to figure out what actually works. So all I know, the MAGA Morning Show is it. This thing is a final product, and we're just going to go from here and develop it as it goes. It's always worked for me. I've been doing this kind of show for almost 2 years now, and it's finally like mastered. I mastered this type of show. So now we're able to do it, and we're able to get it going. But anyways, let's get to it, man. Mayor Katie Wilson. Uh-oh, it's bad news for Mayor Katie Wilson, man. So, Mayor Katie Wilson is extremely incompetent, right? Katie Wilson is now being charged, or hold on. So, recall charges. What do you even call these things? Hold on. Recall charges. File the petition. Okay, whatever. So in Seattle, Washington, recall charges have been filed against Mayor Katie Wilson. Let's get into it. Let's see who is doing it and why they're doing it.
A recall effort is now underway against Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson, the first recall attempt against the Seattle mayor since 2020. Well, the woman behind it says this is about public safety, pointing to the police chief's departure, conditions in several Seattle neighborhoods, and the mayor's handling of the city's surveillance cameras. But there are several legal hurdles before this could ever reach voters. Fox 13's Alejandra Guzman spoke with the woman who filed the charges.
Melinda, the woman behind it, says this isn't personal. It's about what she calls failure of leadership. This is the first recall effort against Mayor Wilson's short tenure. She shared what pushed her to take this step.
Did you vote for Mayor Katie Wilson?
No.
Just 8 months into Mayor Wilson's term, Melinda Jacobson says she's gone from frustrated voter to now leading a push to recall the mayor.
Well, for a number of reasons, but the prime reason is she is out of her element and has done nothing to improve public safety here in Seattle.
Seattle is overrun with crime. I mean, it's so bad that Mayor Katie Wilson was literally saying, I think we're going to have to legalize prostitution. Why? So that way they're not making arrests anymore. So that way they're not arresting women and traumatizing them who are, by the way, are being pimped out. And imagine it's so bad in Seattle, right? That you have a daughter. She gets dragged into this type of lifestyle. A pimp has declared her his property, and he puts her out on the street. She's damn near butt naked with a little thong on, right? Barely covered up. And you see your daughter on the street. You can't even go talk to her without her pimp coming around the corner and, flashing his weapon at you, his gun at you. And you can't even do nothing. Your daughter has now been kidnapped from you, taken from you, and there's nothing you can do about it. You call the police, they say, don't worry, we'll send someone over there. We'll tell her to shoot. But you're not going to do anything about the pimp. You're not going to do anything about, the fact that this woman is now being trafficked on the street. And they're not going to do nothing about it. They haven't been doing anything about it for years. And under Katie Wilson, she's over here trying to enable it even more. She wants to literally legalize prostitution so the pimps just have it so easy. They ain't even got to go out there and watch them anymore. Just send them out there and bring the money back home. It's sad, man. And the people in these communities have tried to rise up and speak on it. But again, it's like you get shut down unless you're screaming about ICE or something like that. Now, if you're protesting against progressives, they'll shut you down real quick. But if you want to go scream against the federal government and ICE, they'll give you they'll give you a license to do it, freedom to do it, And so Seattle's been a mess for a long time, not to mention the open drug market where there's literally drug sales going on the street all day, every day. We watched a news story where they were literally filming a guy selling crack to another guy. Or no, it was weed. And he had the scale on the floor on the sidewalk. And he's got it on there, making sure it's all weighed out, put it in the bag. Here you go. Boom. On live news. and the police were like right down the street. Now what the police do is they come around, they say, hey, go around the block to where I can't see you. Make sure I can't see you do the crime. What? You're not going to arrest him? Nah, it's not worth the paperwork. It's not worth the taxpayer dollars to put him in jail. No, just, and they do that in LA. There's that one park that's drug ridden, right? People slumped over, some of them dead off of fentanyl. And it's like one of the most prolific parks in LA. And I forget what it's called, but the police will drive around. They'll just tell them, hey, go to the other side of the park. Make sure I don't see you. Make sure my dash cam doesn't catch you. This is what happens in these liberal hellholes, man. And when you have someone like Mayor Wilson running the show, running this city and fighting to help the criminals, you got problems. You got big problems. So yes, this woman is now filing for her to be recalled, signing, releasing a petition to see if other people will sign it and join in. You have to get a lot of signatures. You got to do a lot of stuff before it actually works. But at least somebody's trying. Yeah, MacArthur Park. That's right. In LA, MacArthur Park. You know, the one they were really pissed off that ICE went in there. Karen Bass was so mad that ICE went in there and cleaned up the park. You know, remember that? Or was it Border Patrol or whatever it was? It was DHS. Went in there, kicked out everybody. No drugs for a few days. No drug dealings. No drug addicts on the floor. It was an actual fully functioning park. We looked at it live one time, remember? And there was a woman taking her kids there trying to ride the swings, and she had to walk past men and women. We don't know if they were alive or dead. They're just slumped over from the fentanyl. Some of them were on the ground. Some of them had their pants pulled down, just on the ground. And you're taking your kid there to go swing on some swings? No. Just take them to McDonald's or something. You know, like don't drag them into a drug nest to just have them go ride some swings. It's crazy, man.
Melinda and her husband filed the recall charges at the King County Elections Office in person on Tuesday.
The mayor is derelict in her duties for public safety of the city of Seattle. That's it in a nutshell.
The born and raised Seattleite is also pointing at the mayor's handling of the deadly Bight of Seattle shooting.
Where was she for 5 hours? She gave out erroneous information, then made the police chief, her scapegoat when he wasn't even in town.
This police chief made so much money. He got a severance package, or he got some sort of package to leave. And I don't remember how much it was, but it was either hundreds of thousands or millions. This guy got paid tons of cash, just a huge amount of taxpayer dollars to leave, just so they wouldn't get some bad press. It doesn't make any. This is a city that's crumbling. Y'all are having to tax the rich out of the state. You know, some of them are leaving. Big companies are leaving. Starbucks, Amazon, leaving. I think Apple too. Leaving with all their money. And y'all are over here dumping cash into DEI hires to get rid of them, replace them with basically a carbon copy. And what are they going to do with the next one? The moment they make a little boo-boo, a little mess up, I guess we're going to have to get rid of him too. But let's go ahead and send him home with a couple M's in his pocket. Couple $100,000. We can afford it. We're good. And all this to get the spotlight off of her.
If the police chief, her scapegoat,
target left too.
He wasn't even in town.
But she says her allegations go beyond Seattle police. Her filing points to public safety concerns across.
Hey, Katie Wilson makes you want to pause the 19th Amendment. Get rid of it. Revoke the 19th Amendment. We're done with that. Listen, bro, it was a fun experiment while it lasted. It was great. Y'all got to play pretend head of household. We're not doing that shit no more. We need to go back to the 50s. They always say, what is this, the 50s? I wish. Can we run it back, man? Can we just run it back? Run the clock back, please, God. Stop us from making the epic mistake of introducing women's suffrage and feminism and all this. We could save humanity at that point. Because right now, what we have right now, there's no fixing this. It's just getting worse and worse and worse as the days go on. Women who were supposed to be the ones who benefited from all that, the ones who were supposed to benefit from all that, they are the ones suffering the most. They just don't see it. They just don't understand. Sometimes you can be given good things and it has dire consequences to it. And when we gave them the keys of that, when we put them in the driver's seat and said they're equal to men, they can do whatever men want and all this nonsense. Look at what we got. Look at what we got out of it. Look at it. That's your mayor, the woman that runs the whole city. She looks like she just graduated high school, but also, was the child of she's basically a crack baby right out of high school. She's like in her 40s, still living at home in her parents' basement. Never had a real job. Just, oh man. And y'all voted for this woman because what? We're going to make sure your health care is cheaper. We're going to tax the rich. They could trick y'all with anything. They trick y'all so nasty, man. But let's get back to it. What is going on here with this? Is it even going to happen? Is there any hope for it to happen?
Public safety concerns across the city.
The North Aurora corridor is
another day in the hood.
Chinatown ID. Neighborhood, terrible. Downtown on 3rd Avenue in the Belltown and Pine area, terrible.
And Wilson's approach to the city's controversial surveillance camera program.
They don't prevent crime, but they help fight crime in that they're capable of capturing a suspect, and that gets passed on to the police department, who can do their job.
Stadium district cameras were turned on during the World Cup because of a credible threat. As soon as visitors left, the cameras went dark. Wilson has repeatedly said she's waiting on a UPenn audit and NYU study before making a decision, before turning them on and expanding the CCTV program.
Do something about it. We don't need more studies.
The North Seattle resident isn't just critical of Wilson's policies, but of her leadership style.
Being an activist and holding a public office are two different ball games. Perhaps she should have stayed being an activist.
Melinda's effort is only at the beginning.
I don't have anything personal against her. This is not personal. This is just incompetence.
Her recall charges have to be reviewed by the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office. If they clear that, a Superior Court judge decides if the charges prove there was intentional wrongdoing or reckless mismanagement. Only
just look at her body. Oh yeah, paused it at the perfect time. Just look at her body language. Her body language says it all. Like she's upset that you're questioning her. She's kind of frazzled because she doesn't really know what to say, but she's going to go ahead and give you the political answer anyways.
Then can supporters start collecting signatures? They have 180 days to get tens of thousands of valid signatures to force a recall election.
Fox 13 has reached out to the mayor's office, who says it's aware charges have been filed. In a statement, it says in part, quote, "While it does not appear to have merit, our focus remains where it belongs, on making life safer and more affordable for the people of Seattle. The courts will address any questions. We will address the needs of Seattle." End quote.
Yeah, it's bad. Seattle is in for a rough ride, but y'all voted for this. What more do you need, man? You need to experience pain. You need to get an ass whooping in order to learn.
Immigration agents could soon be.
Oh well, that's Seattle for y'all, man. This is when are people going to learn? Are they ever going to learn? I don't think they're going to learn. I don't think they're going to learn at all. What's going on with Coca-Cola? Have y'all heard anything about Coca-Cola? I keep seeing videos about Coca-Cola saying they're against Christianity or something. I saw a Photoshop picture. Maybe it was AI or Photoshop, whatever, but it was like a Coke can, a Coca-Cola can, and it said like, try being less white, but it was AI. And I was like, so when I heard people talking about Coca-Cola, I'm like, they're not falling for these AI pictures, are they? There's no way they could be falling for those pictures. Learn to live for hope. Thank you for the $2. Said headed to work like a real patriot. Love y'all. Thank you. Hey, the show will be here when you get back. When you get done, the show will still be live, and there will be videos in case you want to go to a specific topic. Jay-Lynn, oh my God, another $25. Thank you, Jay-Lynn. We come to your channel daily because we like listening to you. You have great content and your thoughts and opinions align with us. Plus, you have a fantastic Daily Discourse family. Just keep doing your shows in confidence. And that's why I don't worry about nothing. I know you guys got my back. I have such a faithful crew over here, man. I love y'all so much. And again, I can't thank y'all for everything y'all have done for me, man. I really, really can't. So again, my main focus is giving y'all more. It's giving y'all more. So Jalen, thank you for that. I really do appreciate it. What's going on, Cody? You just missed the story about Katie Wilson. I'm sure you've already heard. I'm sure you probably know all about that. Katie Wilson being recalled. Thank you, B. Brown. And Cindy, I saw, what was going on with you, Cindy? You had is there some, like your power out at your house or something? Yeah, you said you were in the car. Oh, thank you, Southern Girl. I appreciate that. Yeah. I've had like one or two Cokes here and there. Randomly throughout, like sometimes I'll drink a Coke or Dr. Pepper if we're at like a restaurant or something like that, but I haven't been drinking soda at all, man. I've just been drinking water and tea and coffee in the morning. That's it. But I haven't had any desire to drink soda. Really? Power's out in 60% of Northwest Indiana. Man. I thought Texas grid was bad. You think she's going to fall? I don't think so. I think she's going to have a full 4-year term. Y'all are going to be miserable as hell. Seattle's going to fall to pieces. And then she'll just go out in disgrace. And she's going to try to run again, I bet, too. I'm fighting for the people. Well, they're all dead. Because crime was too crazy. They couldn't afford houses. They didn't want to go move into these Section 8 affordable housing units. Yeah, I'm going to go get a beer later. I need a beer. I just need to chill. Get my mind off of some things. Call some attorneys. And just focus, man. Focus on the show. Focus on everything going on right now. Because, you know, sometimes God sends you a battle that you just have to endure. You just got to get through it. So that's what we're going to be doing. But anyways, let's see, man. Yeah, Seattle is in for a rough ride. So, okay, Cody, I know you're in Seattle, right? I believe. They're now on part of the groups that started the recall effort. She failed the city by shutting the cameras off that captured faces. B Brown, I'm gonna go to the post office today. Okay, I'm sorry. I know. I gotta get that PO box going. No, I have not got it yet. I'm sorry. I need to go right after the show. Well, first I need to edit. I need to edit a video to put up after the show. Then I will definitely go out and I need to go do it. What I'm hoping though is that the PO box doesn't show the. Is the address of the PO box going to be the address of the? I wonder if it's going to be the same address. Like the problem I have with the registry on Amazon right now is that it shows my city. It shows what city everything is going to be going to. And so I don't want to go to the postal office right here up the street. And then it's also going to show my city. Because my city is really small. It's tiny. It's going to show the post office address. Okay. So I need to go to this other post office that's like 30 minutes away. So, okay. Good morning, Harley. Good morning, Harley. By the way, Harley, like when I sent you the thumbnail template, I'm not saying anything. The reason I gave that to you is because we just need to look at your analytics. You know, we need to see what the click-through rate on your videos does when you have that template put in place. You know, see if it does better, if it does worse. What do the people like, right? We just need to experiment so we can get your channel up off the ground, because I don't like seeing you only get a couple hundred views. You put in too much work, you do too much content. We need to get that thing rolling. It needs to get rolling. Yeah, so again, it's just like, I just wanted you to have something different to test out, just so we could see what actually works for your channel. You know, I went through a whole bunch of different thumbnail ideas and thumbnail templates and styles and stuff like that. And recently, the one I found where it's just a picture of what the topic is, and then my face at the bottom, and then text at the top, or, you know, it's kind of like Asmongold's style. I basically just copied off of his, and it's been working great for me. It works really, really good. When you know it works when your click-through rate is 10% or more. If it's under 10%, it needs to change. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm hitting like 15, sometimes 18%, sometimes 20% of my click-through rate. And that's where we need the numbers to be. They need to be well over 10%. Otherwise, it's showing it to people, but they're not clicking on it. So if it's under 10, if it's like 8%, 7%, then that's telling you that the thumbnail isn't working. Same thing with the viewer duration, right? If it's less than 3 minutes, you got to change the way you're starting the video, or the way you're talking, or whatever. If it's over 3 minutes, that's your blueprint you stick with. If it hits 5 minutes, oh hell, that you've struck gold. And that's the way people want you to start your shows or your videos. So again, I just sent that to you so you could try it out and see how it works. And then, you know, you could do your own thing after that or whatever, but it's nice to have two different things to compare against, you know, to just throw something out there and see how it works. If it works better, then, you know, experiment with that style. It's just, you know how YouTube works. You got to experiment. You can't get comfortable. You can't stick with one thing. You have to keep experimenting over and over and over again. Look at the data from 1 week, compare it to the week before. Were my titles good? Were my thumbnails good? They weren't? Okay, so let's start changing things a little bit here and there, and then run with it. So, you know, YouTube is never ending. And the thing is too, is that you can't stay stagnant. You have to keep evolving. You have to keep changing things up. And then, you know, otherwise people get bored of your shit. People are not going to stick around to your channel for a whole year, because there's millions of other channels to go check out. So eventually they do get bored of your stuff, but you have to evolve it, and you have to keep on, you know, adjusting to what the people want. You got to keep their attention. And so I've learned that the hard way. You know, if I just keep doing the same thing over and over again, it works for a little while, but then people are like, you know, let me go see what else is out there. It's getting a little stale over here, right? But again, you know, there's always a chance of getting new people to come in. And so it's like people come and go. They come and go in waves. They come to your show and they're like, oh yeah, that's great. And then some of them fade off, and then you get new people come in. But it's the loyal people that stick around for everything. That's the real people you want to catch, right? You want the people that'll stick around for you no matter what. So thankfully, thank God, I got lots of that. I got lots of people that are with me regardless of what we're doing. So I thank you guys for that. And you know what? It's funny because that's so true. The most overused title ever is "It's Over." But let me tell you something. It works so stupidly well. I can't tell you how well it works. It makes people say, "What's over?" and then they read the title, and then they say, oh, let me see what's going on there. G Mac, thank you for the $10. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It works so well. G Mac, thank you for you always send super chats, but you don't put a message in there. And I just want to say thank you. You are always here in the morning with us. I really do appreciate you. Thank you for always coming in here and just supporting the show. I love it. Voice is easy on the ears. If that's one thing I've been told my whole life, especially from women, is that, oh, I love your voice. I don't know what it is, man. Anyways, and yeah, Matt Morse. There are people that get hundreds of thousands of views every day, and they just do the same thing over and over again. Matt Morse, for example, he has 10,000 people in his live stream every day. He does basically the same title. It's happening. Folks, it's going down. We're going in. It's happening. It's like the same exact title and thumbnail formula every single day. And for some reason, it just works. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I will tell you that. Maybe I might be covering that. I don't know. I don't know if I even want to do that anymore. I don't know, man. I'm still thinking of my show, like what I want to do differently. I don't know. Yeah, the clickbait works though, I'll tell you that. Oh, Matt Morse makes so much. Oh my God. This dude makes well over $1,000 every day. But you know what? I know content creators that make $100,000 every single month. And so that's who I go to figure out what I need to do on my channels. And the things they've told me is just, it's not that complicated. It's just keep experimenting. Look at your analytics. If you see these numbers, that means it's working. Stick with it. Right? I mean, I know guys that make 100. Well, the one I'm talking about right now, he showed me the last month he made. This was earlier this year, and it was $150,000 a month. And I'm thinking, man, just could you imagine that kind of, man? I'm not even close to that. I'm not even hitting 10% of that. But, well, okay, I'm about hitting 10% of that. But that's a lot of fucking money every month. But he puts so much work in. He has 3 channels, right? He's gone viral multiple times. He's got his morning show going right now. And that's only 2 of his channels. I don't know what the 3rd channel makes. I know he has I'm talking about Anton Daniels, but he has a channel where he has a panel with like a bunch of other people, and the money that channel makes, he uses that money to pay those people. But his other 2 channels are combined, and he makes over $150,000 a month every month. And it's just going up and up and up. Oh yeah, paying your taxes, that's a no-brainer. 30% of your paycheck has got to go. It's got to go. Then you just got to be smart and do as many tax write-offs as you can to try to lower your burden. But do I want to get there? I don't know if I'll ever want to get to making $100,000 a month. It's a lot of money, man. But I'd be good with like 20, 30,000 a month. Listen, I think I could really build a beautiful future for my kids and my family if I did that. So that's where I want to get to. You know, I mean, wouldn't anybody want to do what you love doing and then make $20,000, $30,000 a month? Wouldn't anybody? And that's why I don't stop. That's why I keep going, try to improve and do what I can, man. And by the way, Bernie, thank you for the 50, brother. Thank you. He said, good morning, Arturo. You should try doing an intro song and outro song with AI. moderators, good morning. As a musician, I don't like AI doing music for me. I don't like it. Nope, I'm not going to do it. I can't do it. When I listen to AI music, I know it's AI music. It feels inhuman. It doesn't feel right. I know by instinct that it's not real musicians. I signed up for Suno, right? And I started making some songs. And I was like, at the first one or two, I was like, oh, this is cool. I love this. You know, they made a badass song real quick. But as the song goes on, I'm just like, this ain't right. I wouldn't write this as a human. It just doesn't sound real. It sounds so something's wrong with it. And then I kept making new songs because it wasn't good enough. I was like, let me try to tweak it. Let me get a closer song. And every single song was like deteriorating after that. And I'm just like, ugh, I hate this. I could just write my own damn music. I could just do my own. And I might in the future. But the song that you hear in the beginning of this live stream, I bought that song a long time ago. I bought that song from somebody who actually made it themselves. So I bought it. He gave me the license and all that. And now I'm able to use it on my live streams. That's why that's why I've been using that song for well over a year now. Yeah. If I make a song, it's probably not going to be metal. I don't know. It might be metal. That's what I'm good at. That's what I write. But I would rather pay an actual musician that actually makes the music themselves. I would actually pay for that. I don't want to pay AI to do it. And I don't like the lyrics either. Sometimes AI makes some really corny lyrics. I'm just like, I'm not going to do that. But hey, man, thank you. I appreciate the $50 and the suggestion. That's just my stance on AI music. Now, AI pictures, I don't mind that. I use those on my thumbnails every day. It is what it is, right? I try not to use AI if I can, but sometimes using AI for those pictures, it just works out so good. And ever since I started using it like that, the click-through rate is really high on my videos now, so I just stick with it. Can I read music? I used to in school. Ever since then, nah, I'm not doing that. I don't read music. I just listen by ear, read by ear. I can read drum music. It's a lot easier than some others, but yeah, I don't need to. I just learn by ear. Which, by the way, on drums and guitar, I'm self-taught. I really want to get lessons and like get properly taught the right way. So there is that. Especially when I'm doing the drums, which I'm going to be playing drums very in the near future as well. As soon as I get electricity hooked up, I'm putting my electric drum set back up, and I'm going to just start playing, start practicing, and I'm going to just live stream on my phone, straight through my phone. I got all the equipment already ready to go, so I'm just going to do that. But I want to actually learn properly, like take lessons and really define my playing instead of just kind of winging it, which is what I've always been doing for years. So but that'll be fun. It's gonna be fun, man. My electric kit, I can play at night and everything. It doesn't bother nobody, so I can't wait for that. Just in my studio right now, there's not enough room. That's why I bought the shed, so I can have everything set up in there. But anyways, let's get to this ice thing, all right? Let's get the show on the road. We're only 2 stories in, and we're like an hour or something in, which is fine. You know, I like I was telling y'all, we might make this show a little bit longer, just so I can get more out, you know, and not rush the topics or not be too serious about everything. But I don't know. We got so much freedom over here. We can do whatever we want, really. So let's get into it, man. We got to talk about these zapper gloves. That's what I'm going to call them. Taser gloves, zapper gloves, whatever you want to call them. DHS is now funding ICE, or DHS has now requested funding so that ICE agents can be using these shock gloves, which are like tasers in their gloves, which is just fantastic.
Immigration agents could soon be using tactical gloves that deliver electrical shocks when detaining someone. Officials say it's another non-lethal tool that's safer for bystanders and more effective for officers. NBC 10's immigration reporter Oscar Margain is on it. Oscar, really interested to hear about the when and the how on these.
Yeah, Glenn, well, I can tell you that these agents could start wearing these gloves within a month or so. Now, these gloves are activated by the push of a button, delivering a shock painful enough that it could make someone compliant. Electric shock gloves may soon be in the hands of immigration and customs agents and used on their targets. It's called the CTG5, Generated Low Output Voltage Emitter, or GLOVE for short, a tactical tool sold by Compliant Technologies out of Kentucky.
Seems like it would be very effective and something that, you could help prevent injury for police officers as well as the person that's being taken into custody.
Former Walpole Police Chief John Carmichael believes they serve the same purpose as a taser gun.
I understand that it's about 400 volts, low amps, and something that's really designed to temporarily stun the person.
ICE is looking to buy up to $20 million worth of these electric shock gloves in the next few days. A Homeland Security official told NBC News the gloves are safer than pepper spray and more effective than tasers, delivering a shock painful enough to induce compliance, but not painful after the shock and does not leave a mark.
It's the way we should be doing it.
Former Bristol County Sheriff Tom Hodgson is in favor of the ZAP gloves and argues it's the result of escalating attacks against law enforcement.
If people just conformed and upheld the law and followed the rule of law, we wouldn't even need these technologies, but that's not where we are in America today.
And I could list you more than 20 names of individuals that have been killed at the hands of ICE agents for no legitimate reason.
Name them. Name them. How many of them just died in custody of ICE? Maybe they were drug addicts that were, or some of them may have overdosed. Some of them may have been withdrawing in ICE custody and they just died in their beds or something like that. You can't sit here and say that ICE has killed 20 people. What about the criminals that try to run them over? You're going to count them too? You're going to count people that try to stab and shoot ICE agents too? You're going to count them too? At least 20 that have been killed by ICE. They're a law enforcement agency. They deal with criminals every day. Some of those criminals got weapons and they try to use them on ICE. So who cares about your little 20 people that have been shot and killed or whatever.
Olivares of the National Immigration Law Center is concerned ICE might be giving electric shocks to people even before knowing their information or immigration status.
They might be using them against children. They might be using them against...
Oh, stop. Stop. Just stop. Just stop with all the bullshit. You know who they're going to be using them on? These leftist terrorists that have hijabs and these... Man... They're going to be using them on Antifa, and that's what you're worried about. They're not going to use them on children. Are you? What are we talking about? Elderly people? They're not going to use them on elderly people. Maybe like a 50-year-old illegal immigrant who was wanted for murder 30 years ago in another country. Maybe he might get tased. They're going to use them on children.
Individuals with heart conditions who may have a very significant...
Well, don't resist arrest. Listen, bro, it's either the gloves or you getting a taser shanked into your side. What do you want? Oh, why don't we just abolish all tactics? Police can only now use harsh language in their hands, and that's it.
Reaction to an electric shock.
Homeland Security said in a statement that they try to ensure that any technology ICE utilizes is consistent with all applicable law enforcement policies and standards, and that their officers are highly trained in de-escalation tactics and regularly receive ongoing use of force training. I also reached out to Compliant Technologies. They said they could not comment on this story at this time. But aside from those gloves, a DHS official told NBC News that all ICE agents in the field are going to start wearing body-worn cameras at the beginning or at the end of this month. Reporting.
Yeah, so that's another story going on here. Now that we got the funding, now that DHS is not shut down like it was for the previous few months, right? They are going to get their body-worn cameras. ICE, and listen, the footage from these body-worn cameras is going to be epic. I cannot wait till we start seeing body cam footage of protesters attacking ICE agents or stuff like that. You know, I can't wait till we start getting that stuff. So they are going to, they said they're going to have every ICE agent equipped with the body cam in the near future. By the end of this month, they should all have them. That's going to be fantastic. I can't wait. But you know, these gloves are also going out the same. So they're getting new gloves, they're getting body cams, which are going to help the ICE agents tremendously, especially with all this fake propaganda going on, right? Now, how strong are these gloves? There's a video that says, see the electric shock glove ICE plans to use on the job. I haven't seen this yet, so let's see how strong they are, if they're strong at all. So officers clearly are using them. I don't remember an uproar about it then. I've never even heard of these gloves until now. Two officers try to get someone to comply. He ain't complying. Here, let me get him. Notice there's no blue light. Gloves are not activated. Gloves are touching arrestees' bare skin, and no zap is being delivered.
On justice, sit down comfortably. We're not taking the handcuffs off. I already told you that you're detained. You're being detained for an investigation. For what? An investigation?
Y'all think he's gonna go down?
Well, that's because, like, what? How am I spinning? You're not giving us a chance to talk. You're not giving me.
Sergeant Heath activates compliance glove using his
chance to talk.
Chin.
Check it. No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Now it's activated. Oh shit. The arrestee is still failing to comply with directions and spit on the patrol vehicle.
I feel comfortable with you guys.
Glove on. The arrestee warns the officers, don't do it, don't do it.
Don't do it, don't do it. Don't do it.
Now now they're both activated.
Have a seat. Don't have a seat. For real.
Oh, here we go.
No, I'm not being forceful about now, but like, why are you asking me questions but forcing me in the car? Dog, for real. Hold on. I'm not lying to you.
If you're not gonna listen to us, then we're gonna make you.
But like, you're like, what? Wait, what did you just say?
If you're not gonna listen to us, then we're gonna make you.
You're gonna make me. Do you got your cam on?
Yes.
Do you know what you're telling me?
Yes, I do know what I'm telling you.
Yeah, I didn't say you can't get in my pocket.
Do I have to repeat myself?
No, do I need to repeat myself? No. Like, I'm not incoherent. Listen, bro. You're making me scared to get in the car. That's what you're doing. Like, you're making me, like, listen, bro. You're making me scared to get in the car because, like, look.
Oh, you sound like a white liberal woman. Stop it.
Straight up. You're not, like, listen. Okay, then, like I said, okay, look at me, bro. Look at me. I let you put the handcuffs on. I leave you everything to me. But right now, while you're putting me in
the... when do we get to the zapping?
You're spitting everywhere. No, I'm not.
He just activated. Okay, he activated the gloves.
Don't like, for real. Cool.
Zap being delivered.
Have a seat.
Ooh. Oh, come on. Y'all gotta show us something better than that. If that wasn't the bluest balls ever.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents and officers soon may be equipped with gloves.
I hate her face.
That deliver.
I hate her face so much.
ICE is planning to spend up to $20 million to buy them. The manufacturer says that they are.
I just want to see how they work.
We can show you here. This is the company president actually demonstrating this on a subject.
Oh.
He does take him down there in about 3 seconds or less, and the gentleman there on the ground is a little bit shocked, but he is able to get up. One of the things, a couple of things that you have to know about these things, they do not go through hair or clothing. They have to be applied directly to the skin. So that's one of the possible restrictions there of this thing. And the company...
I can't wait to see an Antifa lunatic go to the floor like that and just, oh my God. Get a medic in there, man. Get the medic.
He needs some milk.
Medic. I can't wait to see that happen. Some fat Antifa bitch.
So that's one of the possible restrictions there of this thing. And the company is warning that they should not be used on high-risk individuals like pregnant women, elderly people, small children, and severely disabled people.
Okay, so ICE can't use them on... What did that guy say? There, that attorney, he said, oh, they're going to use them on children, elderly. Oh, they're going to cause abortions. No, sir, they're not. They're not. They're going to use them on hardened criminals and grown-ass men that broke into the country 2 decades ago.
Should not be used for more than 15 seconds. Yes.
I mean, in a moment.
Oh, Antifa's going to fall. They are going to fall left and right.
Would an ICE agent know if someone had a disability or if a woman was in her first trimester of pregnancy
you
or
don't know
whatever the case may be?
That's why this could really be...
Hey, man. Listen, put pregnant man emojis in the chat, all right? Pregnant man emojis in the chat. All the pregnant men are going to be having miscarriages. all these trans men are going to be having miscarriages. That Taco Bell is going to be shooting out of them at lightning speed. A lot of britches will be soiled on the next No King's Day protest. Whole lot of britches. I mean, that Taco Bell is just going to go flying. It's going to be bzzz, Stop resisting. Stop resisting. No, I'm pregnant. Stop resisting. No, officer, no. That's my Crunchwrap Supreme. Oh, Lord, man, save us. Yeah, but no, if these are going to be used, I'm hoping they will be used on protesters too. You know? Because the thing about tasers is it does inject your skin, right? It does. not my 5-layer burrito coming out. Bro's gonna be having that's crazy. But no, so the taser actually stabs into your skin, right? From what I know, it like actually stabs into you, sends the shockwaves through your bones and all that, whatever it does. I don't know. But this is just touching someone and it doesn't hurt. It doesn't, well, it hurts, but it doesn't leave a mark. It doesn't damage anything. All you women that are pregnant out there protesting, listen, bro, y'all better comply. Y'all better comply. But you know what? I hate to say it like this. I'm pretty sure a lot of those women that are protesting would probably want the free abortion. I mean, I'm just going to... They might want that free abortion. And so they may go to protests just to get a free abortion. That's terrible. That's horrible thinking. But we're not that far off from that being reality. I'll tell you that. Are we frozen again? Is the chat frozen again? Looks like the chat's frozen. Hope I'm not frozen. Am I frozen? YouTube, what are you doing today? What is going on, YouTube? Not on Rumble. Yeah, Rumble I see is coming through clearly. But YouTube is there it goes. Now it well, nope. No, it hasn't. That's so weird. Why is it freezing like that? There it goes. Now all the messages are flooding in. I'm not frozen. So the video's not frozen, but the chat was frozen. It's the second time today it's done that. So it makes me feel like either y'all just said, oh, I'm done with this, I'm out. Or something happened. I didn't want to miss any of this. Thank you, Jalen, for the 5. He said, Arturo, are you able to make more sound effects? Think of radio morning shows for inspiration. I don't really make the sound effects. I just download them. I might be able to make some sort of sound effects, though. I don't know. Is the chat frozen again? Spam the pregnant man emojis in the chat. Maybe that's what it is. They don't like that. Huh. Okay, now it's back. Now the chat's moving. That's so weird. Anyways, it just must be YouTube messing up on their end or something. Anyways, this is a hard story to talk about right here, but it's the reality. You need a donkey sound effects, bro. I need all the farm animals. Testing 1 2 1 2. Testicles. That is all. Anyways, I need a zapper sound, a taser sound. I'm gonna go find one later. You know what? There was something the other day I said I need to make that into a sound effect. I'm gonna do that, and then I forgot, and I don't even know what it was. I don't even know what the sound effect was or what it was. Could have been a protest or something. It could have been something. Yeah, the chat is lagging. I don't know what's going on. Well, let's go ahead and move to this next subject since y'all are over there frozen on me. Let's get to it. So we got another case of somebody being let out of jail who is a hardened criminal. And this guy happened to be an illegal immigrant. This is in California. Okay. And it's to no surprise that this is happening so often in our country. But this guy gets released instead of being handed over to ICE to where he could be safely detained and removed out of the country. No, we're just going to release him back into the wild. And now this older, I think he's 68 years old. This guy has now been stabbed to death. And this is insane, man, that we're allowing this in this country and that leftists just ignore it as if this is just what happened. Oops, whoopsie.
Yeah, what's happened again. An illegal immigrant charged with murder just one day after being released from a California jail. DHS now.
One day. This guy gets out there, immediately goes to kill somebody. If y'all don't think we're in the same situation as Europe right now, you're not paying attention. We are in that situation. We are invaded. We are already there.
Calling on Governor Gavin Newsom to hand the suspect over to them. Our senior national correspondent William LaJeunesse with the latest from Los Angeles. Hi, William.
Well, John, judges actually released this suspect twice, and now you have a murder neighbors say didn't have to happen had the suspect been detained or deported, since California, as a sanctuary state, stops police from calling ICE. Now, warning, what you're about to see, the stabbing, is graphic. Last week, 68-year-old Todd Stewart was working in the garage when he tries to stop a burglary in progress. Police say he is stabbed by a criminal alien from Venezuela.
It's always a Venezuelan. All the time. And remember what they said? What Trump said, they were open up their prisons. They let them flood into our country. So that way they didn't have to take care of them with their tax dollars anymore. Just let them go. Now they're in our country wreaking havoc. And the left is out here saying, free them all, amnesty for all. They just want a better life. No, they want to kill us. They want to come over here, invade our country, and kill us.
There's some yelling going on from what I understand from the neighbors. And then apparently it looks like he chased the man out of the garage, and then he was stabbed in front of Ryan's house.
According to records, police arrested 36-year-old Marcos Arate Valdez for 2 prior burglaries in April, but a judge gave him home detention August 4th. He violates that and is rearrested. This time, a judge releases him OR, which means you're free to go until your next court date.
Is he driving a Cadillac? Or maybe he stole that car from that guy.
Of Ryan's house.
According to records, police arrested 36-year-old Marcos Arate Valdez for 2 prior burglaries in April.
36-year-old.
Gave him home detention August 4th. He violates that and is rearrested. This time, a judge releases him OR, which means you're free to go until your next court date. The next day, he allegedly stabs Stewart to death. Now, he is in jail, no bail. This afternoon, arraignment at 1:30.
Oh. You needed him to kill somebody first. You needed him to kill somebody first before you hold him without bail, huh? That's what you need?
I'm glad they arrested him. It won't bring Todd back. I don't understand why he was on the street.
Well, one reason is, as a sanctuary state, police can't call ICE or issue or they don't honor a detainer to protect against soft on crime judges. DHS is now putting California on notice, saying this Venezuelan illegal immigrant alien stabbed a father to death in Sanctuary, California. Governor Gavin Newsom must not release this murderer from jail or turn him over to us so we can remove him from our nation. As you know, John, how was he caught? A license plate reader, which many progressive cities are pulling out because immigrant advocates oppose them. Neighbors say Stewart lived there for 4 decades. He leaves a wife and 2 daughters. John?
Yeah, we've heard about the controversy regarding flock cameras, but in this case, they helped bring him to justice. William Lajeunesse.
That's why I'm torn with these flock cameras, bro, because I don't want them, infiltrating our privacy and infringing on our rights, but god damn, we are so lost. We're at a really bad position right now where it's like we want to sit here and do we deserve freedom like this? I know a good chunk of us do, but a good chunk of us don't. That's why I'm torn on this whole flock camera thing. I'm like, bro, yeah, put flock cameras up in every hood, in every ghetto. Use them to protect me in my city. Fuck, I don't care. I'll take the hit. I'll go ahead and sacrifice a little bit of freedom to get safety. But then that leaves to, so you're fine with them just, once this starts, what happens next, right? They're going to have more cameras. They're going to be watching. They're going to, why don't we put a flock camera inside your house too while we're at it? And then it just seems like you just can't win. You can't win. You want the benefits of flock cameras, but you don't want the invasion of privacy. And you don't want the many consequences of them either. It's like, but there has to be some middle ground there somewhere. There has to be something that can help us find these damn criminals without me being infringed. I want y'all to be infringed, but not me. That's what I'm saying. I want y'all criminals to be infringed, but I don't want to be infringed. And so, man, what do we even do? What do you do, right? Maybe flock cameras were too fast. Maybe they were too too much too fast, because obviously everyone's retaliating against them. They're cutting them down. They're attacking them. They're attacking the guy that owns it. You know, the I forget his name, but the guy that actually runs the company or whatever that contracts them out to people, to cities and stuff like that. So, yeah. And, you know, like I was saying yesterday, we need to go back to the wild west days where everyone just had to take everything into their own hands. It's either kill or be killed at this point, you know? But that also just makes things easier for the criminals too, so they're fucked. Like, we are just... You just gotta look out for yourself, man. You gotta look out for yourself. I don't know. There's so many... Nothing is perfect. This world is never going to be perfect. We're never going to have the liberal utopia. We're never going to have the conservative utopia. It's like you just gotta take care of you and manage what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta adapt. You gotta go by it day by day. You just gotta do what you gotta do to figure things out. Take care of you and your family. If that means staying distance from all these criminals, changing your whole lifestyle, I don't know, bro. And now it's like I can't go to the city because I'm worried about criminals and illegal aliens and all this kind of shit. Worried about having my son in those schools. And then they try to teach him that, you know, actually, I think you were a girl, but you were born in the wrong body. So I'm going to take you to the doctor without telling your parents, and we're going to get those testicles removed. Those damn testicles. You know, we got to worry about that. We are just in we are in a rough time right now. I'll tell you that, man. But this is sickening that this we had the guy locked up. The judges let him go. He kills someone, and then we say, okay, we shouldn't have let you go. Come on back in. And now we're holding him in custody. Now we're going to make sure he doesn't get bond. He had to go kill someone for you to not give him bond. You should have just not given him bond in the beginning. Should have just called ICE, baby. Should have just called ICE. Yeah, I gotta worry about that. If they would have just called ICE, this life would have been saved. We would have had one less illegal immigrant to take care of with our taxpayer dollars. They could have solved everything if it just wasn't for these stupid sanctuary policies, these stupid woke activist judges. We could have stopped all this. ICE could have got them up out of here, safe and sound. It's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. But, you know, this is 2026, where everything is on its head. Everything is backwards. Nothing makes sense. Evil is good. Good is evil. Nothing makes sense anymore. And, you know, they talk about this being the end of times. Fuck, man. Can we hurry it up already? Can we just go ahead and hurry it on up? Send the flood, send the meteor. Let's do a full reset, because this ain't working. This works a little bit, but this ain't working. This is not working. So that's always great.
Several items.
Like how they always take a big breath when they want to start a story.
All right, we have an update.
Oh man. We're going to talk about Houston next. Y'all forget about Houston? Did y'all forget about the illegal alien who was shot while trying to run over an ICE agent? Did y'all forget about him? I did. I had to go look it up again and say, oh, well, what's going on over here? What is going on over here? We got to talk about it. There is an update and a new investigation, which is going to cost you, the taxpayers. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. We all got to pay to protect illegal immigrants. That's just the name of the game, baby. It's also against the law in California to keep your gun loaded or in the same safety box. My daughter don't give a damn. She has a concealed carry weapon and carries locked and loaded even inside her home. Wait. So someone's breaking in and kidnapping my kid. I got to sit there, put my thumbprint on the thing, open it, sit there and load my weapon. What happened to the days of just having a pistol under your pillow, man? Pistol under your pillow, ready to go. The moment you hear that glass break, ready to go. Put the fear back in criminals. These gun laws are crazy. They only restrict people that are trying to protect themselves. You think the criminals who are already breaking laws give a fuck about gun laws? You think they give a shit? And what do you mean? You can't have it loaded in the house in your safety lockbox. What do you mean? What's the justification for that? Oh, your kid might go open it and might kill themselves. Like, is that the justification? Because that's probably like a 0.00001% chance of actually happening a year, maybe, right? Like, it's such a low chance of that happening, but yet we have to restrict everybody's gun rights because, listen, bro, I've seen people put a gun in the couch and then kids are running around, yeah, la 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 la, having fun, little toddlers running around, jumping off the couch over and over again, and then the gun goes off. There was a video about that. There's so many videos about people being careless with their weapons, right? And kids running around, but you always see the same situation. Ghetto, trashy, disgusting people living in filth, and their children are running around when there's probably needles on the floor. It's just. But there was a video I saw. It was like a camera that was inside of an apartment complex, right? They had a loaded gun in the couch cushions, and this kid was running up and down, jumping up on the couch, jumping off, jumping up. And then one day I don't know if it was a girl or boy, but they jumped off the couch and the gun went off and shot through the roof or something. Scared the shit out of the kid, and the parents like, "What you doing? What'd you do over here?" And then they got mad at the damn kid. Like, what? But what do you see? You see these ogres, these nasty, disgusting people. Oh, man. And we got to share society with them. It's not survival of the fittest anymore. It's survival of fucking the worst of us. Ellie, thank you for the GOAT trophy. Thank you. Thank you. I think that GOAT trophy is like $5. So thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, hell. My husband said if he ever has to shoot someone, he's just going to say that the aliens made him do it. Just say that, if someone ever comes into your house and breaks in and you have to shoot them, just say, "Oh, I thought it was an ICE agent trying to kidnap. I thought it was an ICE agent trying to kidnap us. I just had to defend myself." Howard Foss, thank you for the happy poop. "I thought it was an ICE agent trying to kidnap us in the middle of the night because I'm brown. I didn't know what I was doing. I don't know. I've been told on the media all the time. Hakeem Jeffries told me just lay into him. Just fire at him." Sir, there is a Fund ICE flag on your wall. Yeah, he put it up there. Yeah. And there's a Trump 2028 on your wall and a fuck Antifa. And so you're literally wearing a blue thin line hat on your head right now. Yeah. That ICE agent, man, he just wanted to prep the scene first. He put all that up there. But if that'll work, that'll work, man. Let's go to Houston. Let's talk about this illegal alien that they're trying to protect. They always protect an illegal alien, don't they? Arizona will tear your house down for shooting at police. Good. Well, I don't know. It depends on the situation, but I don't really know why you would want to shoot at the police. I just thought it was an ICE agent. I don't know. It was a masked burglar. I just thought it was an ICE agent. That's what they keep saying on the news. And just sue the hell out of the news. All right, let's get to it, man. So here in Houston, there was an illegal alien that tried to run over an ICE agent, right? So the ICE agent had to shoot him, and they are still trying to arrest this ICE agent. It's been over a month now since this event happened. They're still going after him. Well, just a few days ago, they approved funding that you, the taxpayers, will have to pay in order to investigate this.
Several items were on the agenda for the Harris County commissioners on Thursday, including an over $2 million item for additional funding to help the Harris County District Attorney's private investigation into the shooting death of Lorenzo Salgado Araujo by an ICE officer that occurred back on July 7th. According to Harris County commissioners, the $2.52 million will spread over 3 years and is not included in the district attorney's budget, but is separate. Harris County District Attorney Sean Tier says the investment will go into funding new personnel to specifically dive into this case and new tech.
What? 3 years? You're going to spend 3 years to investigate this? The investigation's already over.
To help in testing evidence like the vehicles involved in the shooting. Now, Harris County Judge Lina Hidalgo also referenced Greater Houston LULAC's Sergio Lira's statement he made during public comment during the morning meeting.
We had to speak at our commissioners court meeting, and he said at the end, he was talking about another issue, and then he said at the end, with these deaths.
Harris County judge? That's a judge? This woman you could tell her life is just not together. You can just tell it's not together. What is going on? I'm confused. I'm sorry. I'm just confused by this. You want $2.5 million spread out over 3 years to investigate this. It's just to investigate this? What's to investigate? You already have all the footage. You have everything already. What do you mean you need $2.5 million to do this? Fuck, I can do it for free sitting right here in my house. Everything's already been released. She looks like a bad judge. I ain't even gotta search that. I know that's a bad judge.
During public comment during the morning meeting.
We had to speak at our commissioners court meeting, and he said at the end, he was talking about another issue, and then he said at the end, with these deaths, we will not go away until there's justice.
We stand here. That's just an activist with black robes. This is crazy.
For justice for Lorenzo Salgado, and I want to thank you, all of you who voted last week on the resolution of anti-ICE policies. Thank you.
Thank you for the paycheck.
I'm gonna stay here until we find justice. Muchas gracias.
Well, so it's a private investigation. So they're just paying somebody to sit on their ass for 3 years, get a free fucking paycheck off a taxpayer dime, and then what? What's going to be produced out of this?
That's the thing. It really is not going away. It's not going away because we've seen these videos. We've seen the families.
Yeah, we've seen it all.
Attorney Tier, if federal authorities have any new information, he says local FBI Houston is working with the district attorney's office, but the Department of Homeland Security federally is not cooperating. Now, just as a reminder, ICE officers.
What's left to cooperate with? There's nothing left to give you guys, man. We know what y'all want. Y'all want to arrest an ICE agent, drag him through the streets, lynch him, feather and tar his ass. That's what y'all want to do.
Claim they were trying to conduct a traffic stop on Salgado Araujo's work van when they say he rammed their vehicle, refused to follow verbal commands, and tried to run over an officer. The agency says the ICE officer shot Salgado Araujo in self-defense. Now, District Attorney Tier does restate that the funding is in anticipation of the need as they expect the investigation to continue. Tier says ideally the investigation won't take 3 years, but that's the time they have spread out for the funds. Now, again, no charges have been filed as of yet, and they might not. It really just depends on the outcome of the district attorney's investigation and whether they find if the ICE agents involved warrant any charges. Angie Rodriguez, Fox.
Angie Rodriguez. Look at this camera work, too. You see this camera work?
Several items were on the agenda for the Harris County commissioners on Thursday, including an over $2 million item for additional funding.
Listen, that cameraman deserves a pay increase. You see that?
Several items were
on
for the Harris County
back up
on Thursday, including
way off to the side, smooth as butter.
Item for additional funding.
Nice. Get that man a paycheck. All right. This is crazy that they're trying to spend this amount of money, pay a private investigator or whatever, and then try to. This is obviously a grift. This is obviously money laundering, and all this to arrest an ICE agent. The investigation is done. What more do y'all want? There's nothing. You've already gone after every video. Y'all literally gave money to people to see if they can give you a video. There ain't nothing out there. There's nothing more to be discovered other than an illegal immigrant's witness statement. Uh-oh. So now they are trying to release this illegal alien who has been detained by ICE. He was in the van. Right? He was detained by ICE. The federal government is trying to ask a judge to deny this guy being released.
All right, we have an update here tonight on one of the men who was inside the van when Lorenzo Salgado Araujo was shot and killed during an ICE operation last month. Karis Belger has been following this story from the very beginning. She's in studio now. So, Karis, bring us this important update on what you learned here today.
Well, we just got an update within the last few hours from Daniel Torrado Pantoja's attorney. Now, Daniel is one of the men who was in the van when Lorenzo Salgado Araujo was killed. He's now been in custody for more than a month. His attorneys are challenging his detention in federal court.
Let's not forget something. He is an illegal immigrant. So was the other guy that they released. Illegal immigrants, okay? And we're supposed to feel bad because he's been in detainment for over a month? Hell, why don't we release him from detainment in his home country? Why don't we do that? That sounds better to me. That sounds great. As a matter of fact, let's get that done ASAP.
Who was in the van when Lorenzo Salgado Araujo was killed. He's now been in custody for more than a month. His attorneys are challenging his detention in federal court. And the government says because Daniel entered the country without inspection or through a regular point of entry, the law requires him to stay detained while his immigration case moves forward. His attorneys disagree. They say keeping him detained without the chance for a bond hearing violates his right to due process and his Fifth Amendment rights. So it makes interesting is that Jose Rojas Pliego, who
his Fifth Amendment rights, y'all, this illegal alien, we're denying him his American citizen rights, y'all. And by the way, who was attorney? The attorney, the one that strangled his girlfriend and kidnapped somebody in Florida, came over here to Texas, and more domestic violence came from his hands. That guy. The fake cowboy
was also in the van, was released last month after winning his own habeas case. Daniel's attorney says the two cases are almost identical factually.
Really? Winning the habeas case, y'all, by an activist judge saying, yeah, I don't think they should have detained him. Let's go ahead and release him. He shouldn't have been detained. They were after somebody else.
Basically, they're very factually similar. It's like practically the same situation. But they just got different judges, and different judges have different opinions on how the law should be interpreted. So,
bam. You see, you get an activist judge. They go ahead and release one of the illegals. You get an actual judge that cares about the law and enforcing the law. And guess what? They don't release them. That's what's different here. It was all because of the judges.
That is remarkable to hear that a judge, depending on who you get in court, can literally determine where this case goes.
Yeah. I thought judges were supposed to be unbiased. I thought judges were supposed to just go by the rule of law. I didn't think that we were going to have activist judges in our courtrooms deciding whether or not we enforce the law based off of their own political bias. They're supposed to be unbiased. And when you have a judge like that, you have to punish them for bad behavior. You have to get rid of them. You have to strip them of their power. We cannot allow this in our country to have biased activist judges and to have so many of them around the country to where they're protecting illegal immigrant invaders. What are we talking about here? I bet you these kind of judges that we have now would have, if the guys from 9/11 survived, right? If any of them survived from the plane and they were arrested, I guarantee you there'd be activist judges in New York City that would literally protect them. Oh, well, now that they're in our country, they deserve their rights. They deserve the full protection of the Constitution. Illegal aliens don't get all the rights that we have. They get some of the rights, right? There are some rights that protect anybody in the country that's within the barrier of this country, within the border of this country. If you are in here, the Constitution applies to you, but it doesn't mean you get all the rights that American citizens get. You get some of the rights, right? You can't just be murdered in the street simply because you're an illegal alien. You still get protected by the law. You still get protected. The laws still apply to you, right? But we are in a fuck, man. Talking about these judges, how do you get rid of them? Some of them are elected, some of them are appointed. You have to actually, oh man, what a mess. You have to go at each individual judge, look for cases where and you have to prove that they did something wrong, right? It's so bad. When they appointed all these federal judges across the country just so they can give huge injunctions to Donald Trump or nationwide injunctions, Donald Trump, that was already bad. Thank God that the Supreme Court stopped that. But still, we're still dealing with them being in the courtrooms and then protecting the illegals from there, protecting the criminals, allowing criminals to run free or get light sentences and a slap on the wrist. This is too much, man. We are invaded, and the enemy is here. The enemy is from within. It's the left. They want to destroy this country. Their inner judicial branch is completely corrupted. It's so rare to even see a real judge that really wants to uphold the law and actually do his job the right way. It's so rare to see that. Now, all we see is activist judges everywhere. Judicial branch completely corrupted. Congress, lobbyists got their sticky little fingers and tentacles in there. They're controlling everyone that we vote in to represent us. The presidency, he's all alone. He's only 1/3 of the whole federal government. So and then you got deep state that works in the executive branch as well that will sabotage the presidency. Bro, we are so screwed up in this country. We are so screwed up in this country. The Constitution was designed to protect, us American citizens, but after time goes on, people get smarter and they can go into it and circumvent the protections that we have. And they've been doing it far too long. They found too many loopholes. They found too many things to change, too many amendments going on, too many, the Constitution is not perfect. It's probably the best thing we got in the world that protects us, but it's supposed to be, future proof, and it's not future proof. They keep changing things, implementing laws. They keep putting people in power, putting people in the government that know how to go around the Constitution. And now they're pros at it. Now they're professionals at it. They've mastered circumventing the Constitution. And so we're being held hostage in our own country by these people. And there ain't shit we could do about it. All we have as Americans is voting. That's all we got. Voting and trying to join them, trying to get elected. So, woo, man. That's why I say you got to look out for you. You got to look out for your family. You got to take care of you. Hoping that this country is going to be fixed, it's never going to be fixed. We need to maintain. That's what we're doing. And if you really want to change certain things, we need drastic measures. I'm talking civil war. We're talking drastic measures. Are Americans going to go through with it? I don't think so. More than likely not. Not in my lifetime, anyways. It may get so bad that Americans finally have to rise up and do something drastic, but I don't know. I have no idea. All I know is I'm not that kind of leader. I'm not no future, revolutionary person. I'm not that. I'm just a guy who's realizing how fucked up things are and how I'm going to maintain it for my family. I'm just trying to keep us going, get the message out there. Maybe the message will find that future revolutionary. I don't know. But I ain't him. I'm just the guy bringing them. I'm just the messenger, I guess. I don't know, man. Take care of you. Take care of your family. Focus on you. And sustain as much happiness and as much success as you can. That's all I got for you on that. Civil war on the horizon? Yeah, maybe. Oh, Lord. Do I want to hear Tom Homan?
Nearly 200 indictments and nearly $3 billion of tax.
We got two more. Whoa, hold on. You're giving away the goods. I got two more stories for you guys, all right? We got to listen to Tom Homan. There are some big changes coming to migration, but I'm not trying to be all doom and gloom, okay? I'm not trying to be black-pilled or anything like that. I'm just saying, I'm looking at the reality of things. And if we're ever gonna, how do you eat an elephant? You got to do it one bite at a time, right? If we're ever gonna try to eat the damn elephant, we got to see how big it is first. Or we just wing it and we just start eating and hope for the best. I said, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Yeah, how do you eat an elephant? You got to be very hungry. That's true. What do you see around these liberal mayors and these liberal leaders? You see a whole lot of protection. Lots of secret service entourage for everyone. All up in the Escalades, even though their security is like their brother or their cousin or their baby daddy. But it is what it is, man. But anyways, let's go ahead and I want to hear from Tom Homan. We got to get to Tom Homan. With all this fraud, all these criminals being uncovered that happen to be illegal immigrants, they are doing some pretty big changes and they are revoking more visas than ever, right? And this is because people don't do the right, they don't go to the courts and actually do the paperwork right. They don't even go to the courts at all, or a lot of them just break the law. Well, we're done with all that. We're done with them being illegal in the country while also having the protections of a visa. We're done with all that. We're moving past that.
Welcome back. President Trump has made immigration enforcement a defining issue of his second term. But the latest push goes beyond the border. It's now targeting legal foreign nationals breaking the law and revoking visas by the thousands. Let's go over to the wall. The State Department says that it has revoked over 175,000 visas from foreign nationals so far in Trump's second term. Why? Well, they either violated the terms of their visas or committed crimes. And look at some of the cases that we're talking about here. Rape and sexual battery suspects, kidnapping and human trafficking suspects, child sex abusers, and Medicaid fraud suspects. These are serious.
Wait. I thought these were just people coming over here for a better life. They were in the country legally, right? They got their visas, they got their work permits. What are we talking about? I thought they were all peaceful people just looking for a better life. How about that?
Serious allegations. And then there's birth tourism. A U.S. embassy in North Africa revoked more than 100 visas from so-called birth tourist parents, people who came primarily to give birth so their children would receive U.S. citizenship. So here's the bottom line. A visa isn't a right, it's a privilege. It's permission to enter this country, and it comes with conditions. And now, apparently, consequences. Border Czar Tom Homan joins me now. Tom, thanks for being with us here today. Talk to me about this visa crackdown. Is this a start? Are there many more of, I believe, something like 3.6 million visa holders who are now eligible to have their visa revoked?
Yeah, we're doing a complete review. This is just the beginning. And, President Trump, as you said, takes, visa is the greatest privilege this country, one of the greatest privileges this country gives. I mean, it's a privilege to come to the greatest nation on earth. And all we ask is a couple of things. Number one, be truthful about who you are and why you're coming here. And number two, obey the laws while you're here. So, this is an ongoing process. Not only that, we're reviewing refugee applications that need to be reviewed that were just, the unlawful pros of the Biden administration. All this needs to be reviewed. Let's remember, not only did millions of come across the border illegally release the United States, we had over 500,000 people from Haiti, Nicaragua, Venezuela come to American airports, 30,000 a month. So, we're reviewing all of this and cleaning the system up and get rid of those that, number one, shouldn't be here. Number two, that are a national security threat or a public safety threat. They need to go home.
What was it like?
One thing we really, 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 really need to rein in and probably look at again and try to completely remodel is H-1B visas. I heard a story the other day. I don't know how true it is. I couldn't find any hardcore evidence of this, but there was someone saying that 90% of, and again, this is not something I could fact check or approve or anything like that. They're saying 90% of H-1B visas are coming from universities and colleges that aren't even legitimate. They're just scams. And that can't be true. There's no way that that's true, right? Because we have to certify that's an actual university or school over there. Well, they can't just put some random, and this is coming from India, they can't just put some random school there and then we just accept it. Oh, okay, you got a degree in this and this from Bach Circumcision Channel University. Oh, okay, yeah, we'll take you in. I don't know, man. I don't think that's true, but that's what a story that was going around saying that. And it could very well be true. There could be possibly, people coming over here in our country, taking our good jobs because they have a degree from another country and the university they went to was a scam or it was fake or something, right? Either way, we shouldn't be relying on other countries to send us educated people to be over here. We have plenty of people that get into plenty of school debt, college debt, and they have $90,000 of debt they're never going to pay the rest of their lives with a bunch of broken ass, useless degrees, right? $90,000 for a piece of paper on the wall in 4 years of your life that you sacrificed to get that piece of paper. And then you go work at Starbucks, right? We need to remodel this thing. We need to actually, because we need to make it to where we have incentives for people to get real education with an actual career path set up. And you can't just go get what do they call it? A communications degree or or something like social analytics degree or something stupid like that. You know, all these underwater basket weaving degrees, as Anton Daniels puts it, underwater basket weaving degrees, useless degrees. You go study gender studies, like you get these degrees on all this useless crap. We need our society to shift its way of thinking and saying, don't go to college just because your parents told you to. Go to college because you want a degree that leads to a career. You know, there has to be a career path first before you even start thinking about what school to go to. What's the career first? Look up that career. Are they in demand? Are people actually going out there finding jobs for this career? Or are they having to hire, Muhammad from Egypt and bring him over here so he can start working in our American business right down the street? We shouldn't need that. We should have plenty of Americans that can get those jobs. Why do we need H-1B visas? And then why do we need tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of them to come into the country to occupy those jobs? We got plenty of Americans that can do it. So we need a massive shift there. And I know it's probably because these businesses save a whole lot of money from getting Muhammad from another country to come over here rather than paying Bomquisha, who's probably going to fuck up everything anyways, come in there and clack, 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 clack all over the screen. And then, but she got her degree. She got her nails in her did, but at least she's an American citizen. And we don't have to pay for her EBT card no more because now she's working for you guys. But yet, all of a sudden, we're over here hiring Muhammad was a good accountant. We're hiring Muhammad over there who don't even know English to come work over here just so they can save a couple bucks, give him minimum wage, a visa, and call it a day. While Bomquisha wants $25 to clack, 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 clack on the screen. I don't know, man. We need to get rid of H-1B visas because we have built so many systems in this country that we rely on have become, it's like having illegals work on the farms. We rely on them now. And if we were to deport every illegal working on the farm, our Gen Zs and millennials, they're not going to go to those damn farms and work. Not in the mass that illegals will, right? So we actually have become dependent on a broken system. And in order to fix it, things are going to fall apart. Prices are going to skyrocket. It's a whole mess. It's a mess. And so the way the left see it is, well, it was working and it doesn't affect your life. So let's just go ahead and keep it going, keep it status quo. And we're not going to try to change nothing. Well, on the Republicans, we're saying, man, let's tear that shit down and let's make it work. Well, I won't say the Republicans. I would say MAGA. We, as the American people, want to tear it down and build it up the right way. But Republicans are bought out by lobbyists and controlled by lobbyists and the money. So they're not going to do shit. They're going to sit in Congress and they're going to go to, interviews or whatever. And they're going to play in your face and say, yeah, we're going to fix this system. We're going to deport illegals. We're not deporting illegals, and they're just going to play in your face, man. It's weird that we have a country set up on broken systems. The people want the systems to be broken down and rebuilt the right way. And our government just doesn't want to do it because it's too hard, too expensive. It's too risky. They're not going to do it. They're just not going to do it. You get Trump in there and he says, let's tear this bitch down and rebuild it. And they say, okay, Trump, we're going to do it. We're not going to do it. And now we're stuck here in limbo until another president comes in and the same thing happens all over again. We really do need a reconstruction of this country. We really, really do. But it's going to be so, so hard. He said, don't worry, the DSA will do it. They don't want to reconstruct. They just want to completely destroy. Let the communists come in, take over, control 100% everything. No, we need to pick something to fix, maintain everything else, do one thing at a time, fix one thing at a time, and do it over the course of a couple years. At least get a plan going. But I feel like trying to fix everything at once, it'll bring the tower down. We'll just start crumbling. However, if you take one part of the foundation that's broken and cracked, let's cut that part out and let's try to repair it while everything else is still holding up. I think we could do it that way. But the way we do things in politics is you got a president that says, I can fix this, this, and this. But then the next candidate says, well, I can fix this, this, and this, and this, and this. And everyone says, okay, I'm going to vote for that guy. It's just a game. Everything's just a damn game, man.
Before you began this process, before you started looking into all of these visa holders, what was it like to enter the United States with many of these issues in their background, or at least happening while they're here in the United States? It makes it seem like, you know, it was pretty wide open. Anybody could come in and do whatever they want and continue to stay here in America.
Yep.
You know, Will, I worked for Fox News. I met you up the studio many times. I worked for you for a few years, and for 4 years, the Biden administration, I was frustrated every day because you got Secretary Mayorkas would stand in front of Congress under oath and numerous media events saying everybody we let in is properly vetted, which was a stone cold lie. When they say vetted, they may run them against NCIC, our criminal database. They didn't have access to most countries' criminal databases. And when it comes to people from, you know, Russia and China and Turkey and Syria, do you think those countries are going to share any national security information on these people? You're talking tens of thousands of Chinese nationals released in the United States. Do we honestly think China will share with us any national security information on these people? Of course not. So President Trump not only give us the most secure border in the history of the nation, not only are we arresting and deporting a record number of illegal aliens from this country, promises made, promises kept, but we're looking at the ones that Biden brought in either lawfully or illegally through parole, and we got a clean house, and President Trump's serious about it, and we're all over. It's the State Department, Department of Homeland Security are working very closely together, along with the Department of Justice.
All right.
It's crazy that people are calling Tom Homan a globalist. In what way is Tom Homan a globalist? In what way? You know, a globalist is like everyone united, everyone working together, I guess, kind of like we're okay with other countries dumping their illegals over here and other stuff like that. Tom Homan is an American, man. He wants things done the right way. From what I've seen anyways, I don't know how people get this whole globalist thing, but I feel like that's a cop-out for a lot of things. You know, you can't say he's a lefty. You can't say that he's a rhino. So he just must be a globalist. Let's just call him a globalist. They call Greg Abbott that too. You know, they call Republicans that are in power while certain things are going on globalists. Like they think that Greg Abbott just let all the Muslims into Texas and let them take over. He didn't do nothing. There ain't nothing there to stop them. What's stopping Muslims from going and having babies and then uniting with a couple other families, moving into a neighborhood when they're all American citizens? They all have legal American citizenship. What's stopping them from doing that? And they have the freedom of religion. They have the protection of that. What's stopping them? You think a governor can just, hold your horses. We can't be having no Muslims over here. The country doesn't work like that. Constitution doesn't work like that. Why do you think they're able to do that? Because, and you know what? We should really be learning from the Muslims, the way they took over certain areas here in Texas. We should really be like, they actually get together, build a community, and unite as a whole, and then they create these little communities and all this shit, and they just do it. But they do it the way we should be. Instead of us, we're all scattered about, we're all taking care of us and our family. We don't want to be interrupted by anybody. We just want to do our own thing. That's how I am anyways. It's just like me, my wife, my son, and we're out here in the middle of nowhere, and we're secluded. But, you know, that's just, to me, that just seemed like the way to do things. But these people, they get together, they have meetings, they go to church together. Well, they don't go to church, but, you know, they go to their mosques together. They do everything together and have a community. One goal, have families, have babies, multiply, take over, multiply, take over. And they're doing it. And they're American citizens, so we can't deport them unless one of them gets all crazy and goes, stabbing people like we've seen multiple times. Then they'll get arrested. But still, they have like 10 kids that they leave behind. I don't know, man. I don't know. But I don't see Tom Homan being a globalist. I don't see Greg being a globalist either. He's the only governor in the country that does fight back against he does fight back against the Muslims and these people trying to take over Texas, I guess. But again, they're only less than 1% of the population. They're just all in certain areas. But either way, man, ICE is making big changes. We're arresting and deporting more than ever before. So we can't ignore that. We can't sit here and just say that, oh, there's no more mass deportations. No, I mean, they're going. They're going. We're doing. Donald Trump said we're going to do the biggest deportation operation you've ever seen. And it's happening. What more do y'all want? I think sometimes Republicans are asking for things they don't realize how they can they just keep on asking. Just keep on asking, keep on desiring more. But you got to look at the reality of certain things and realize we can't just flip a switch and then tomorrow, all of a sudden, we're arresting 100,000 illegals a day. That's never going to happen. So, yeah, I don't know. We just got to be realistic about things. Look at the upside of what we're actually getting and just be realistic. But anyways, let's get to this last story because we got more fraud, and you're not going to believe who's committing the fraud, guys. You're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe it. It's going to shock you. It may shock you. How many illegals are in the country now? We don't really know. Gregory Bavino keeps on saying 100,000, 110,000. Could be that. Or I'm sorry. Did he say 100? No, he says 100 million, I think. How many illegals are in the country? Hold on, let me look that up. I know it ain't 100,000. I think it was 100 million. The thing is, too, is you're not going to get an exact number. 110 million. Okay, that makes way more sense. You're not going to get an exact number. Some estimates say 40 million, 50 million, and then others say 100 million, 110 million. Tell us how important is the midterms? Very important. I mean, the most important election in our history, really. It could decide the fate of our country. Because you know what happens if Democrats get back in control of... Wow, look at this. So I just asked ChatGPT, how many illegal immigrants are in the United States right now? Roughly 14 million. Oh, hell, this is July 2023, though. Why? Come on, give me an update. ChatGPT has to go by official numbers, though. But 14 million? Get the fuck out of here. You're not convincing me of that. 14 million. The only thing that should matter to y'all during the midterms are what happens to you at home. If the Democrats are able to get majority in the House and Senate, that filibuster's going. That filibuster is gone on day one. They're going to get rid of that shit. And they've already admitted this multiple times. They're going to get rid of the filibuster. They're not going to, there's not going to be the Democrats, the Republicans won't have the filibuster to fight back against the Democrats. The first thing they're going to do is they're going to go and abolish ICE. They're going to revoke the big, beautiful bill if there's possibility of doing that. They're going to strip the funding for ICE, DHS. Listen, they will destroy this country so fast, and there's nothing we could do about it. If they were to get a supermajority, if you get some of the rhinos to agree with them, they won't even need Donald Trump's signatures on some of those things. But then you got to worry about them impeaching Donald Trump, trying to charge him. They've already gone after him with lawfare. What's going to stop them from doing it now? They're going to impeach him. They're going to hit him with some charges of, I don't know what they're going to charge him with, but they're going to try charging him with a bunch of shit. It may go through, and then who knows? You get some radical activist judge to see the case. It's not going to be good, man. And then, they're going to be wasting the next 2 years of Trump's presidency just playing around in Congress, y'all. They will be just playing around. They will not get a single thing passed other than some budget bill. And even then, we're going to have the government shut down for 3 months until the Republicans bend over backwards and let them have their bill. Jesus, man. If we lose to the Democrats, it's over. Jalen, thank you for the 5. He said, I wouldn't worry so much if we had a civil war, except will Gen Z and Alpha step up or comply while being an influencer? I can't even imagine what a civil war would look like nowadays. Who gets to use the military? That's the question. Wounds are us. Thank you for the 5 on Rumble. The FBI and State Department with the government of India and arrested, shut down fraudulent degree programs. People there were paying thousands for fraudulent degrees to obtain H-1B visas, doctors, nurses. So I just heard about that story over the weekend and, or not over the weekend, but I think yesterday I heard about it and I wanted to look it up to see if it was actually true or not. But I tried looking it up and it took me to like some clickbait YouTube videos. So, take it with a grain of salt, but I'm going to do more research on it. Christy, thank you for the floating heart. Now, let's get to this fraud scandal because another wonderful fraud scandal. All right. And this is in Arizona. So, never been to Arizona for this kind of stuff, but well, here in Arizona, we have another fraud scandal where billions of dollars are being lost. People's lives are being upended because some certain kind of people want to, rob us everything that we have, rob Americans blind. And now they're finally being investigated, finally being charged, finally being held accountable. You're not going to believe who is actually doing this, and you will be shocked to see. Okay, let's get into it.
Nearly 200 indictments and nearly $3 billion of taxpayer money stolen. But victims of Arizona's Medicaid scandal say they are still waiting for justice.
Plaintiffs in a class action lawsuit claim the state is letting those responsible in the sober living scheme off easy for exploiting Native Americans. Fox 10 investigator Justin Lum is asking the Attorney General's office for answers.
For 3 years, I've been investigating massive fraud within Arizona's Medicaid system. And even now, the fallout is far from over. In 2024, we reported on a class action lawsuit filed against Access and the state's Department of Health. There are an estimated 7,000 Native American plaintiffs suing for wrongful death and gross negligence. The lawsuit alleges that both Access and DHS turned a blind eye, allowing bad actors to exploit vulnerable people for billions of dollars by offering behavioral health services never rendered. Take Randy Honeyumptua. She's a mom who wanted help for her alcohol addiction and stayed at a sober living home in Phoenix. Instead of getting clean, her mother says the staff enabled her drinking problem.
As far as I know, she's been drinking heavily. Christmas Eve, she had a hangover of some sort and she wanted something for the pain of her headache or whatever. And the manager that was there gave her fentanyl.
After taking the pill, Randy went into cardiac arrest, her mother says. leading to a traumatic brain injury. She's now incapacitated and requires constant care.
They said she has 95% brain damage, so she's not unable to talk. But
Man. Yeah, at least the alcoholism could have been worked on. It could have been something that could, I wouldn't say fixed, but it could be something that's maintained. But they just destroyed her. That's it. If I'm ever in that situation in my life, just go ahead and call it. I don't want to live incapacitated like that. I don't want to live like that. That's not living. That's just hanging on, surviving.
when we do see her, she sounds like she's in pain of some sort.
According to the lawsuit, the manager of that home identified Vestine Mukurakundo as Randy's doctor. It's a name we already know. Vestine was one of 10 people indicted in an...
Oh my God, there it is. There it is. How many can you count on this picture? We've seen this way too often. I'm honestly shocked that we're not seeing a hijab on this picture. Maybe these are just black women, but I know that's a Muslim. I know that's a Somali. I know that's the one in the right corner. I know that's a Somali. And this one down here at the bottom left, that's definitely a Somali. Man, let me tell you, bro, we need, if I'm never going to no healthcare, nothing. If Muhammad is anywhere on the paperwork, I'm getting out of there. And how did this zesty boy get wrapped up in the middle of this? You see the Somali eyes? You see the light bulb heads? Now, these women, I'm surprised they're not wearing hijabs. I don't know if they're actually Somalis or not. Maybe they're just good old-fashioned black women. Black women.
Alleged patient brokering scheme. She and her co-defendants are accused of running unlicensed sober living homes. Investigators with the Attorney General's office say the group agreed to send 75 clients to a fake behavioral health facility. The alleged kickback, $300 per person a week. Now Vestine runs a tax accounting company. We stopped by her office to see if she wanted to discuss the case, but she was not available. Her next court hearing is set for November.
There's so much fraud in this country, man. It is insane. Now, when I hear a number like 3 billion, I'm so desensitized to the amount of fraud happening here that I hear 3 billion and I say, that's weak. That's weak numbers. That ain't much. That's a lot of money. That is 9 zeros and a 3 at the front of it. 100. That's 100 million 300 times. Maybe 30 times. Yeah, 100 million 30 times. That's a lot of money that they have been stealing. And this is only one case, one fraud case. What about the multiple billions that they've been stealing in? This is close to what we have going on in Minnesota. Yeah, where are the Leering centers? I bet they got Leering centers. I bet they got everything. Housing services. Bro, how do we allow Somalis to come over here and just steal billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars? Billions with a B. Even congressmen don't make that much money. But yeah, you got these third worlders, low IQ, goats, flies buzzing around them. They don't even turn the AC on in their offices. It's stank in there. It's hot. You got one of them fans right there with the little papers that hang off of them, so you can see that the fan is working. You know, it's like bzzz. You see a little paper fluttering. Bzzz. That way you know that it's on. That's the kind of, and we let them steal billions from us while the rest of us go to work. Slave for 8 hours a day over a hot register and come home miserable, sad, hating our lives. And all we do is barely scrape by, barely survive while these people are getting rich, driving BMWs, living in mansions, don't even probably know English properly.
We're also hearing from the family of Kesia Ramos, a missing Native American woman who hasn't been seen for 2 years. Her cousin says Kesia's twin sister was recruited and picked up in a white van on tribal land to go to a sober living home in the valley.
She then was told that if she brought on any newcomers, that they would provide her with $200 cash. So anybody that she brought in,
trafficking,
they were getting paid $200 per human head, with the promises that they would get treatment because she was addicted, and was promised all of these things that were not true.
Kesia and her twin were shuffled through different facilities, ultimately ending up at Thomas Suites in Phoenix. We've reported extensively on this former motel, which operated as an unlicensed treatment center that housed nearly 150 Native Americans. Conditions inside have been described as deplorable. Per state health officials, clients living at Thomas Suites were shuttled to a behavioral health facility called New Life Wellness multiple times.
Y'all want to go complain about ICE facilities where the water's nice and clean, the food's good, beds are memory foam, you know, air conditioning, you got nice tablets sometimes, you got internet, access to internet and books and all that stuff. It's nice and clean. And then y'all don't say a damn thing about this. Putting the most vulnerable of us in these inhumane conditions. The left couldn't say a fucking thing about this. They couldn't say, this couldn't get their attention even if you gave them money to look at this and talk about it. I'll pay you $5,000 just to mention what we're doing to our own American citizens at the hands of Somalis and you know, this cheap healthcare y'all are all about. Nah, I'm good. I'll just go steal that $5,000 some other way.
Times a week.
You plead guilty or not guilty?
That's James Damasi. He ran Thomas Suites and owned New Life Wellness Centers. But in 2023, he pled guilty to fraudulent schemes and illegal control of an enterprise on behalf of New Life Wellness. That's key because on paper, the company was convicted of fraud, not Damasi. As part of the plea deal, Damasi agreed to pay $25 million in restitution, but access records show his clinics made $80 million in 9 years before the state cut them off due to allegations of fraud. Even after the Department of Health hit Thomas Suites with the cease and desist order, the facility continued operating as a reentry program for parolees until it closed in 2025. Savannah Howard says there's only one way to describe what happened to Kesia.
But do you feel like your cousin was trafficked?
100%. I mean, when you start to research everything, how can you not see it as it's not trafficking humans? When you're taking people, you're putting them into a van, you're telling other people, I'll give you $200 if you go and get another human being. We're paying you to go grab another human and bring them back. Tell me how that's not trafficking.
Yeah, and what kind of sentences are they getting? It's going to be like 2 years and a fine, maybe.
Shortly after Attorney General Chris Mays took office in 2023 and vowed to crack down on Medicaid fraud, we asked her specifically about potential trafficking charges.
We're examining that question here at my office. I am going to look at the human trafficking statutes.
Attorneys for the Brewer Wood law firm represent the plaintiffs. John Brewer and Dane Wood say the state hasn't done enough.
She's taken the low-hanging fruit. It's easy to prove the fraud. Meanwhile, Randy is in her own prison. She's literally in prison, stuck to a bed, confined to a bed, mentally trapped.
They argue that prosecuting white...
Yeah, I could judge that book by its cover. Yeah, we're looking into it. Oxycontin is hitting.
Examining that question here at my
office. About potential trafficking.
We're examining that question.
We're examining that question here at my office.
We're examining that question here in my office, and we're gonna. Them pills are hitting that morning. I could tell just from this little clip alone. I could tell this woman don't care about the job. She just wants to be in a position of power so she can say, "Look what I did. Look at me. I'm Chris Mays." Stop it, bro. Why do y'all? Oh man, I just wish America had its balls back. I really, really do. Y'all want to keep electing these women, putting them in positions of power? This is what you're going to get right here. She's examining RX bottle. We're going to examine, I just want to sit on the couch and watch The Price is Right. Oh, God. Sink into that couch. Oh. Just popped an Oxycontin. Oh. She's just so like.
About potential trafficking charges. We're examining that question here at my office.
We're examining that question here in my office.
I am going to look at the human
We're examining that question. We're going to look at the question. How much longer do you need to examine the damn thing? I wish I had a piece of paper right here. Oh, we're going to examine it. It's going to cost the taxpayers a couple $100,000 a year for me. And then, you know, my office is going to be a couple million a year. But we're going to examine that question. The first letter is A. Well, damn, we need more money for this. We need to ask the taxpayer for more money. Okay, you got approved for 25 million. Okay, let's examine the question again. Second letter here is R. This, we gonna need more money. We need to ask for more money now. Oh, we got another 50 mil? Okay. First word is R. Oh, that's it, baby. We solved the riddle. We have now examined the first word of that question. And we now know that the first word is R. Now, in order to get to the next one and to cross over that hurdle to figure out the rest of the question, we're going to need about 100 million to run it up. Okay, there's a big hurdle. I think there's a blank space there between the first letter, before the first word and the second word. And so we need a couple million to get over that hurdle and to get onto the second word of the question so we can really figure out what question we're being asked by this journalist, and really get to the bottom of this. We're going to examine all the questions, and we're going to really think about the answer for these questions. But we're going to need 100 million on that. We're going to need another 125 million, maybe a billion. I think it's going to take $1 billion to fully examine that question. What kind of political talk bullshit is this? We need to examine that question.
Potential trafficking charges. We're examining that question here at my office. I am going to look at the human trafficking statutes.
Attorneys for the
and aren't you the attorney general? Aren't you supposed to know this shit? We're gonna examine that question. We're gonna look at the statutes. Well, can you Google them right now? I gotta go watch The Price is Right and sink into my lazy boy. I need to go pop another Oxycontin, sink into my lazy boy, and just watch The Price is Right. Old episodes, because I don't like Drew Carey. I just want to go back in the day. I need my Bob Barkers. All right, I need to examine the question in my office and look at the statutes. And we need to examine the question and look at the statutes in my office. It's gonna cost. It'll cost $100 million, $100 million, but we're gonna have to. It'll take time. It'll take time to examine the questions and to watch Bob Barker. The Price is Right. This is so dumb. The fraud is in your face. It's laughing at you. They're stealing money from us left and right. It's in your face. The people are telling you, hey, they're taking my cousin, trafficking her. oh, well, we need to examine the statutes and see if we can actually get it right. What? Ain't y'all got lawyers that got that like memorized or on tap? Ain't you got some? Man, shit. I hate government talk. What, we're going to examine a question.
My office. I am going to look at the human trafficking statutes.
Attorneys for the Brewer Wood law firm represent the plaintiffs. John Brewer and Dane Wood say the state hasn't done enough.
She's taken the low-hanging fruit. It's easy to prove the fraud. Meanwhile, Randy is in her own prison. She's literally in prison, stuck to a bed, confined to a bed, mentally trapped.
They argue that prosecuting white-collar financial crimes does not bring justice to these families.
An LLC can't go to jail.
So we looked at the numbers. Since 2021, the AG's office, which includes the late Mark Brnovich's tenure, brought 188 indictments related to the sober living scheme. We asked if any of those included charges for trafficking, negligent homicide, manslaughter, vulnerable adult abuse, and any drug offenses. The answer? 0 so far.
What's the explanation as to why you haven't been willing to charge these individuals and entities with crimes against person? Again, that's much more difficult for them to prove, and that's why.
A spokesperson for the Attorney General tells me, quote, "The charges you asked about have not been brought because the evidence in the cases did not support those charges."
You're just making it up. She didn't get trafficked. You're just making it up. You just think she's getting trafficked and you want us to prosecute. Man, this is crazy. We can't listen. If you're a penny short on your taxes, they're busting down your door. They're taking your wife and saying, hey, putting a gun to her head, say, hey, we're going to shoot unless you give us our penny. That's the IRS taking us, American citizens. We need to be so strict on all these stupid healthcare companies that if they swat a fly, I want the police coming in there and saying, hey, wait a minute. Let me check that fly. Make sure he didn't steal a penny. Make sure he didn't have any money on him. Let's go check. Like, we need to be able to, they need to be so strict on these healthcare things, because what they do is just, they let it go on forever. They let it go on unchecked. Maybe they're in on it. Maybe they're being paid to not look into these companies, but how does it go on for this long where they're stealing billions of dollars while we Americans, we're short on our taxes a couple bucks and we're getting knocks on our doors, but yet they can steal billions and nobody bats an eye. Nobody cares. That's crazy. So we want to be lenient on the healthcare companies. We want to make sure they're not infringed upon. But you and me, oh, we're fucked. We are so screwed. They'll inspect our underwear to find that damn penny while we're wearing them. But for these guys, I know it's probably, I know they misspelled the daycare center's name and it says a Leering Center, but I think we're going to have to file some paperwork in about 6 months. Maybe we'll get a subpoenas going in there. And maybe we'll, try to get a warrant from a judge. And that'll take about 5 years before we can actually step foot inside that Leering Center. Meanwhile, people are dropping their kids off. They're petting the goats, getting goat flu. Nothing's getting done. These fraudsters are so protected. They're just like illegals, protected. Everyone in this country is more protected than you and me, the American citizen. They couldn't give a damn about us. We just need to pay our money. We just need to pay them taxes. Yep, exactly. We just keep paying taxes. We just got to pay our damn taxes. But that's the American dream. That's the American dream, baby. Keep on paying. Bernie, thank you for the $20, man. He said, Arturo, speak that truth. It's got to get out there. We can't allow this melting pot of this great nation to be destroyed from within. I'm doing my part in 2030, running for governor in California. Bro, oh my goodness. You are the solution, Bernie. Hey, man, email me. Email me, dailydiscourse191@gmail.com. Let me know. Let me follow your campaign. Let me see what you're about. Let me see what you're running for, what you plan on doing for the people. Bro, I will be here to help you. I will help you 100%. Hopefully by 2030, we got a much bigger platform. We got more influence, and we can actually make some changes in these elections. Hopefully, maybe. But let me know, man. Let me know. I will really like to support you because California needs to be saved. And in 2030, who knows what the hell's gonna be like? Is it gonna be Steve Hilton passing the torch, or are you gonna be trying to take it away from whatever his name is, Xavier, whatever his name is? Do the poop sound. Y'all let me know, man. If you're a politician and you're serious about it and you really want to be the change, I will support you. I will support you 100%. You just got to let me know and be real about it. Don't be one of these politicians that just want to get in there and make that money. There's a lot of people that are in it for the paycheck, and they know that all they got to do is lie and make that money. Make that money. And while you're getting rich off of broken promises, we're over here. Electric gloves and give them prostate exams. Give all the liberal women prostate exams. Abort their Taco Bell for them. Oh, shit. I love it, man. That's going to do it for today, y'all. That's going to be it for today. Awesome morning show. Awesome mega morning show. 3 hours today. 3 hours today. I like this. I don't know. I just love the morning show. It's got a vibe to it. It's got a feeling to it. I feel good about it. I love it. I think I'm going to push it back 15 minutes though. I'm going to start tomorrow, 8:15. Well, you know what? Tomorrow's Friday. My son didn't even go to school or nothing. I'm going to start at 8 o'clock. But next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's going to be pushed back to 8:15 just to give me an extra few minutes to make sure the show is good to go. Everything's together. And I'm not rushed into like just starting the show. Because I got home at 7:55 this morning. Walked in the door, came here. I was like, oh, my camera's not working. Hold on. And then, scrambling around to make sure everything's working. I need that extra 10 minutes just to make sure the show's good to go. But anyways, y'all, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I will be live tonight. We're going to be live tonight on the Daily Discourse channel. I hope to see y'all there, man. I hope to see y'all there. Y'all have a good afternoon. Be productive. Get stuff done. And I will see you guys tonight. Y'all take it easy.
Somebody once asked Donald Trump, how do you handle being at the center of all of this media attention, the whirlwind around you? How do you weather the storm? And he looked up and he said, I am the storm. I am the storm.